Right. And we are back with another edition of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual method by giving our little introductions. You have Blackheart as,
Carrick Marsk.
Kronos as,
Arjui Thal.
Adden as,
Telde.
Marcus as,
Corvus Adolas.
Semi as,
Gifton Brockran.
and Tobias as.
Cassiopeia Steel Shot.
And you have me, Ali, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give a recap?
Me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, last session was bitching. So what happened was we spent a lot of time figuring out how to move a bunch of shit. Then first of all, we decided to go back to the inn, butt our heads together, discuss the fact that Cassiopeia was briefly attacked, Gifton was kidnapped with care, and Klopp and the entire team came to save the day. Good things happened. That was discussed as it happened in the previous session. Then we agreed to talk about the various different directions that we would go and attack. We took an overnight to get everyone back in order because Cass was still exhausted and was in a miserable way. That morning, Gifton asked everybody to say a few words about Thaldir and kind of, regroup on what we were doing. And then we went in through the sewer system via the dock area again.
Mm-hmm.
As we had when me and Kara were taken. We started searching around. We found a lot of loot. Eventually, we ran into a beholder. The beholder wasn't as friendly as I recalled, and briefly tried to turn me to stone. Didn't appreciate that. We got into quite an altercation. It was an amazing fight with lots of cool moves that were thrown about by everybody. Gifton got the final blow and apparently shot out the middle eye to everyone's anger and upset. We then continued to search around. We found a big empty room with a petrified guy and a bunch of dead corpses and more loot. And Gifton pitched the idea of, hey, instead of just searching around the whole sewer system, he knows what we sound like and he doesn't like us very much. Why don't we set an ambush for him? And then she started singing in the hallway while everybody was watching. There was some miscommunication because Gifton didn't understand the hand side for pointy was not go that way, but that way was bad. So Gifton went that way, got spotted by a guy, attempted to try to stop the guy, killed the guy outright on accident. It was the goblins all over again. We had a drawn-out fight where we were chasing across a sewer landscape. Unfortunately, several people in the party weren't able to keep up because of the rough seas that the sewer water had. That we got separated, and pretty soon we had locked down 3 priests that were with Father Aurel, and we started a combat with Father Aurel. He had a big circle in the ground that was apparently summoning a demon. Extreme heroism on everyone's part that was able to get there, and heroism from other people's part who tried to get there. And eventually RG knocked him out and then snapped his neck. Then we spent a lot of time figuring out how to move everything, loaded all up on the Vardo. We briefly tried to check it with the Capet ship. The Capet ship was a no-go. And we realized we had a ton of loot and no good way to store it. We fixed the side of the Vardo and we headed out of town to the north, going out over to Winden because that's what the Capets told us to do. And that was the session.
Very good. Take your inspiration.
Oh, thank God, because I need this.
As a quick aside, Ali.
Mm-hmm. I'm Ali.
How beneficial was the beholder going through the sewers?
What do you mean beneficial?
The side room. What were they?
I think we would have fought a lot of dudes.
Yeah, or they were like agents of Aurel.
Oh, they were their own organization.
Oh, they were part of the smuggling group.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Gifton missed one entire surprising thing in the middle of the night.
And what did she miss?
The sudden Carrick sprouting wings bit.
That didn't affect me at all.
We didn't really want to discuss Carrick undergoing puberty and having, a wing dream.
Wow.
Now,
there needs to be a discussion.
For a bonus point, does anyone remember what day that was?
Ooh, that was the day of the fireball.
Which is...
I am totally not opening up the calendar right now. I would never do that.
Certainly not.
I may have accidentally opened it on my streaming software. Streaming software, don't look.
Shh, stream, don't tell anyone.
All right, because we're in Melodil right now, right?
We are in Melodil.
Coral Day.
I think it was Illidale, wasn't it?
I thought we were 4 days after the death of Thaldir, which was a Tell Day.
No, Tell Day was the day Thaldir died.
Yeah.
So it'd be
what I
so
meant.
4 days after. Yeah, it'd be Illidale. Illidale or Oral Day. I don't know.
It
4
was-
days after.
It was on Illidale that you departed.
Yep.
And what month are we on?
Melodil.
In fact, I am putting it on there. Departed to Winden.
Okay, so you leave for Winden basically in the evening. I like it. Good updates. And you just start your travel. As you're traveling along the road, you do actually pass by other people walking, carrying belongings. Some people seeming to be fleeing either towards Winden or somewhere else in that direction. And they stay out of the way on the side of the path, and you're able to trundle along quite comfortably. After a few hours of travel, it comes to about time that you should, if you want to not be travelling by night, stop and rest. However, you can press on if you want. The horses seem up for it.
How far out do we think we are?
You are probably about a day's travel out.
Am I the one since
You're
I'm
the
late, am I
driver.
the one driving? Okay.
Yeah, you're the driver.
Is everybody else in the back then?
No, I think we're kind of riding around on top and shit because there's not room inside
There's no
anymore.
room.
Yeah.
Frank, this I had been considering you guys going at a slow pace because it's a heavy load, and I would assume that some of you are probably just walking alongside it.
Okay.
Probably.
If we're a day out, I think we should rest because
We're gonna need to take watches.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff.
We should just press on for maybe another hour or two. So we don't arrive in the Winden at a late hour.
You guys have a lantern, and you can light your path, and the path is very well kept.
has there been patrols?
You have not encountered a patrol yet.
Okay.
But there's a
I'm
lot
just-
of movement on the road.
There's a lot of movement on the road, and that's what I'm worried about.
But the movement is all toward Winden,
Yes.
away from...
Away from Colthwaite.
Well, if there's many people on the road, it's harder to attack somebody who's an outlier. If we make camp, we will be sitting ducks. So we press on a little bit, make camp a little closer. Maybe save us a few hours in the morning.
I'm gonna look over at RG. What do you want to do?
We may as well rest now because that can make a difference. Honestly, a few hours, an hour later. I think we're all getting a little bit tired.
It was a long day.
I am not getting tired.
I don't know if you get tired.
That is correct.
This is why we need to invent tires.
It's too bad they can't drive the wagon.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, even if he could, I don't think they're.
This is fine. I could
technically
actually use a
capable.
little bit of time. I think there's some things Corvus wanted me to look at, and there's a few things that I would love to have your assistant with, Carrick, before we go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the day has been quite.
All right. So, Carrick, you pull over to the side of the road, try and get off the road a bit, and you're all able to start. How are you setting up camp? Are you going full tents out, bedrolls, or you just? It's the weather seems fairly fair. There's no sign of rain or clouds.
I'm gonna set my bedrolls up underneath the wagon.
Yeah.
Actually, we can
Right,
still
you
get
can
into
be
our
in.
bed.
You can be in your.
Yeah, actually, screw this. I'm going
Actually-
inside.
Actually, just the question is, can we actually open the closets right now without falling it?
I have a
she
bottom entry.
She has a little tiny door.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has a back door is the Vardo, front door is the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know she had an outside. I didn't.
I
know
have an
she
out.
had
It's
anything.
underneath actually. Cassiopeia
Okay.
put me a little ladder in that, so it's like a little rope ladder.
So to say we
So,
have
yeah.
a lot.
We
of food in
so
there.
yeah, I can. So yeah, I can get inside just fine. Just the Dingus and Dazzle can't. So
Should I do some kind of check to decide what way would be the right way to face if I was going to face the direction people would most likely
Sure, give me a
come
wisdom
at us
check.
from? Just a standard check?
Mhm.
Okay. Ah, there it is.
You feel that you should arrange this with those who are going to be on watch with you. You can cover one direction constantly, and just have the others covering the other directions. See, you should probably.
I may be able to provide assistance during watches. Is there a preferred direction that I should face?
how about we have you face towards the road?
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Does that sound good?
Just gonna stand there facing the road?
Are you doing that now?
Are you in the road? Out of character.
We'd be able to
are
see
you
if he was in the road.
That's why I'm asking.
No, I would just
off the
be
side.
like wherever we were talking, standing, facing the road.
All right, I think that Telde is in nap time now. That's how he naps. Anyway, Corvus, you wanted me to look at your cane. Carrot,
Yes.
can I get your help with this?
Sure.
All right.
Is it with the cane? Or
I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic on the cane and see if I can figure anything out.
Okay.
He'll set the cane out. Corvus already explained to Gifton what he saw and did with the cane, so hopefully he's starting to get a little more.
The cane detects as magic.
Mm-hmm.
The School of Magic detects as arcane. As to a specific school within the arcane spectrum, doesn't seem to ping as any. It's just enchantment, I suppose.
I am going to, at the same time, I'm unlooping my bow, gently setting it aside to a distance from the cane, and then I am going to say, "Hey, Corvus, get your mirror back out." Carrick, you got the wand?
Reach in,
yes.
get his mirror.
I need you to do me a favor, because you're somebody I've done things around before, and you've used this around me before, and you know what I look like, and I know what you look like. Use detect magic, and I want you to look at me, Corvus's cane, and my bow. And then I'm going to divine sense, and I'm checking out the bow, the cane, and myself in the reflection.
Okay. All right. And who's casting detect magic? Is that Carrick?
I am. Yes. I'm
Okay.
using one of the charges on the wand.
All right. So, Carrick, what you see is a divine glow from Gifton. Seems to have a odd tinge to it, though. It's not like much of a divine spell work you've seen.
Okay.
But it's the closest you can pin it is divine. The bow seems to have that as well, although there is a bit more of that fey tinge to it.
Okay.
Corvus's cane, yeah, the arcane enchantment. Gifton. Once again, you look in the mirror at yourself and you see this bright glow.
Do I see the same thing on the bow, or any connecting lines?
There does seem to be a. It's not so much a line as just a that drifting of particulate mist, ever so faintly, and it does seem to be going back and forth, almost in a sort of loop. In you and the bow.
Okay.
And give me a investigation check.
Oh. Goodbye. I am going to use my thing.
Okay. And as you're looking at your glow, The aura doesn't seem to be so stretched out. It was almost blinding before, like it was encompassing your form. It seems to be drawn in a little more towards you now, but it seems heavier at the same time. But you can also see a very, very faint outline, right enough from your left and your right, from behind your shoulders, in distinct forms, coming from your back.
Okay. Corvus, it's just a magic stick. I can't tell you too much other than that. I can tell you an arcane spell scroll. I can't tell you things like that, but the magic's not going to detect what's wrong with what's making it do that. It's acting outside of my knowledge anyway. You might need to find somebody. Carrick, do you got any ideas?
Seem some type of arcane enchantment.
While we have to tip magic up, Carrick, you can give me an investigation if you want. Okay, you can see that arcane enchantment. However, you see these as glows around objects, and they seem to be fairly encompassing, right? Mm-hmm. Except right towards the hilt, that glow seems to suddenly stop.
Like when you say towards the hilt, like where the eye used to be?
Where the eye used to be.
Actually, it's not all the same. Where the eye Thaldir smashed out doesn't show up on as magic.
See, this is why I asked you to help. You're smart.
And it's almost like, when you have a candlelight and then you like hold something up in front of it and you get that sort of cut out.
I was going to ask, does it seem like what may have been happening? Oh, wait, no, never mind. I never got hit by the eye, so I don't understand that thing.
It just suddenly ceases. It's not even where the particle trails off. It just stops like a clean edge.
I mean, it's kind of like the eyeball.
If I'm going to
look at the eyeballs he has.
I'm going to explain. I'm Gifton.
Mm-hmm.
When you used your thing on me and couldn't tell that Rickroll.
Rickroll.
That is not the right name.
Never gonna let you down. You're never gonna run around.
When Rick Beale possessed me, but you couldn't tell that he was still in there. My ring was masking it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something similar. It seems almost like something's.
I'm wondering if it's like those weird eyeballs he has in the jar, where it just kind of sucks in the magic.
I did do work on that. Does it seem anywhere similar to what I saw with that?
No, with the eyeballs in jar, you could sort of pick up the trailing of where the magic was going in. Mm-hmm. This just seems to be a spot of nothing.
No, it's not like the eyes. The eyes you could see going like they were physically absorbing.
All right, so while we're looking at things scientifically before we go to bed, I have one other thing to look at, and I'm going to pull out the arrow. And you know which arrow this is.
Okay.
And I'm going to set that down and then go, okay, I'm doing the same thing, ritual casting, and then I'm divine sensing.
Nada.
Empty.
But the arrow blocked him from going from one place to the other, the thing I did on the boat.
Yeah. So, pro tip, don't take me with you.
Well, don't shoot me in the leg with that arrow.
I pick my arrow back up and put it in my thing.
Before she does that, would I have been able to...
Yeah, it's detect magic out for 10 minutes. You could take a look at that if you want.
Do I make investigation roll to see if it does the same effect as the eye?
Yeah, sure. Give me an investigation. At disadvantage.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. So you start looking at it, and it doesn't seem to have any particular effect to it. You can't see any magical glow, no enchantment. But as you are picking it up and looking it over, it's almost as if your own spell is filtering around it.
Corvus, can I pick up your sword? Your
Yes, go ahead.
Be back shortly.
I'm going to put Gifted's down before I pick it up because God only knows what'll happen to you both.
I'm putting it away.
Is it a similar?
It does seem quite similar.
It's a similar effect. Can't say
Okay.
it's the same effect, but
What effect is it?
it basically it's like the spells just failing around it.
It's disruptive.
Yeah.
And give me an Arcana roll.
Standard or disadvantage?
Standard.
I have a suggestion.
There's-
An idea.
Yes, man of science.
Can I have my kin back?
I don't have it.
And
I'm talking
Tim the
to
King.
So, Carrick,
Yes,
it-
Carrick.
it seems like it could be like a anti-magic field, but something seems a bit off.
It's
You all, you're seeing what the magic is around all these items.
Mhm.
As I'm holding this cane, I see other things that is it's like floating lights and lines going
Whoa.
from one place to the other. While you guys are all looking around with your magic eyes, I'm going to cut down one of those lines, but not step through it.
Will it close on its own though? Can I ask you, do you know if it will close on its own or will something come through?
That's actually a good concern.
Because you went through one to the other one and that closed it, right? So if you
Yes.
don't go through,
You just leave it open. Yes.
yeah,
And
that
there is something in there.
and you said there was something scary in the cat is in there. I don't want the cat. We're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe no. just maybe no on the leave it open if you want us to try to watch, but the thing is I don't know, it happens so quick.
True.
We could
So,
but I
it
think
is-
whatever
it
this
is-
it's specifically like, think of magic like breath, right? When you breathe in and out, it's coming in and out of you, and it's a natural part of the world around us, right? Most people can only see breath when it's cold, and then the air makes it colored, right?
Yes,
But that's the way it
thermal differences between. Anyway,
big words, yeah. But that is what me and Carrick do, is we can see that coming off of things and people and objects, right?
Mhm.
If that
Right.
helps you understand. And what you have specifically doesn't do any of that. So we're trying to look at a void and empty, and it's giving very little to us. So
And
it
it's
needs
the
to be
same-
approached differently, I think.
it's the same emptiness that you sort of saw with the eyes. You said it was consuming.
It's like trying to see breath when you have a wall between you and you can't.
Okay.
So there whoever these guys are, they clearly don't like magic. So I think you're going to need to figure it out your way. I wish we could help more. But I have
does
another
Corvus, Ali, does Corvus have knowledge that there is a library of some sort in Winden, being the capital?
Give me a history roll.
It'd be a fair assumption, I would guess.
It's
Yeah,
an
you can-
assumption.
Yeah, you can assume there's a library. You have no idea of scale, location, how good it would be.
So it might be some sort of library of study, arcane knowledge, whatever.
There's probably some really smart
probably
people in
in
Winden. I mean,
Winden, yes.
big cities like that, usually knowledge is a thing. We'll find something.
We'll probably have
But,
to look through more books. It seems
Yep.
that that's what I'm good at.
yeah. Carrick,
Yes.
I should check on the others to make sure the watches are going well.
You haven't
Okay,
started watches yet.
We'll be with you in a minute. I just need to talk to Carrick about something.
Of course.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
I watch him walk away.
He slices the air and comes right back. Hi. No.
Carrick,
And
how
then
bad was it? Carrick, how bad does it look?
Does what?
My magic aura is all messed up.
I'm sensing divine both on you and your bow with something else. Both you and the bow both have it. The bow has a lot more.
When you guys were gone, I was in the tavern with Corvus, and he had me looking at the eyeballs and stuff. Or when you were downstairs, I tried to. You know how I look at things, like
Yes.
not quite like you look at things, but we're similar in how we look at things.
Yeah,
I can't
you're talking
see
like how you saw
myself,
Richter.
Carrick. Like when I would look to see myself, all I would see is this light, and all of the Fae is gone. And I can touch iron now, and I think I'm sick. I think something's wrong.
Allie?
Mm-hmm.
Was I able? I never cast detect magic. Wait a second.
We cast detect magic around each other a ton.
Yeah.
Back in all sorts of places.
Yeah.
We've been around each other a long time.
Is that weird? Them seeing
She was
something
Fae.
I've seen before.
Her magic was distinctly Fae.
Okay. Is the not divine that I'm seeing on her? The Fae stuff?
It
or
does not look like her old aura. It does not look like her old Fae aura.
it is different.
I don't know if it's dangerous or not, but I wanted somebody to know about it and to look at it for me. I don't know what to do
Just
about it.
because we've been traveling a lot. How about Care?
Care still shows the same. He's got a bit of a divine link. I think it's his connection with
The one who must not be named.
she goes
With our
feathers,
friend.
our feathered friend, and I can see the line between them very strongly. I feel like I could touch it.
Aura show any of the divine?
Yeah, it's just the connection.
And
he's still being burned by iron. It came up because when we were
that cage.
Yeah, I can touch it. Can I ask you for something?
I can try to help. I don't know what
Do you still have those iron coffin nails?
No.
Oh.
Remember we had with the emergency on the boat, those were the first things used, but I do have my dagger. It's a little large. I don't know what your plan is.
I just wanted something I could carry.
We have the iron bars. I could get a little.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Actually, no. Hold on. I'm going to. Where do I have it stored? Grab my backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab my tinderbox out.
Mm-hmm.
That should have an iron striker.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull it out. It's harder, but you do make steel jewelry for certain things.
You could work iron, yes.
Can I use it to take a piece off of that to give to gift?
Yes, I would allow you to do that.
Okay. Do I need to make a check?
Do give me a check just to see how gift and size and portable it is.
What stat?
For
that.
I want you to actually.
Dexterity?
I want you to use your strength for this because you're just trying to
Okay.
You're not getting an opportunity to heat this or such. Just
No problem. Normal roll.
Yep.
Okay. Strength actually is a bad roll
yeah.
for me
Okay.
right now,
So yeah, you're able to strike off a chunk that you can decide how big it is for gifting.
Okay. This be big enough?
Oh yeah, that's plenty. Thank you. I
Okay.
just
I'm
wanna.
gonna hand it over to her carefully.
I wanna.
Because I know
pick
she
it
says
up.
it, but I still worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna like very walk over and put both hands on the striker to show you. It doesn't burn. I can't feel it.
Hmm.
Something's wrong.
Can't identify a person.
No, we can't.
It's identify what this person is now.
I'm gonna pocket the little piece of iron he gave me and go.
Actually, out of
I don't-
character, before we go further,
Mhm.
because we're coming up with this iron thing, is other metals known for affecting certain things? I'm figuring
Silver.
lycanthrope still.
Silver for
But-
lycanthropes and a lot of magical creatures. In fact,
I'm
beyond
going
that,
to.
not really. Not with your knowledge.
What was your ring made out of? Gifted.
My ring's made of silver, I think. The little one that Care got me, my wedding ring.
Mm-hmm. Is
Yeah, it's
that
made of
doing
silver.
anything to you? I mean,
No, it's quite fine.
okay. So
No,
it's
she's
not-
and I touched the silver bars, because I checked.
Okay.
Which do you want to give me give me an Arcana roll, Carrick?
I'm actually gonna do one other thing. You never know. You can pull. I mean, I figure she probably did this, but pull a copper coin out, just in case something weird. Try touching that.
Okay, I'll start touching it.
Yeah,
Copper coin.
it burns. No.
Oh,
I was actually
Carrick?
yes.
What you know from that is silver hurts lycanthropes. Iron hurts Fae. You've heard that silver can affect magical creatures, but it doesn't tend to be in the direct burning way. Just more, it overcomes resistances that they might have to certain weapons.
I'm not gonna test that on her. So
Anyway, I just wanted to talk to somebody that kind of understands magic a little bit about it, and if you can help me kind of keep an eye on it, maybe. I don't know what to do about it.
I've got another out of character question tied to this. I don't know what anything in the books that were about the Fae from Grandma, by the way.
Mhm.
Was there anything in those books about Fae?
I don't think you've had enough time to.
Oh, I know.
You haven't had any time to read any of those.
Well, yeah,
books.
no. I figured I looked at like titles, so I was seeing if there was like.
Are you trying to say, are there any books
Yeah.
about Fae? And
Are there any books about
that's
Fae?
a different question.
Yeah.
Give me. Let's roll you a choose high or low, and I'm giving you a nice percentage.
We'll do high.
High?
Yes.
And I said I gave you a nice percentage, which means 75%. So yes, there is a book about the Fae in there.
Argy's the only one that knows about this so far, Gifton. Grandma gave me a collection of books when I was there. She said since trying to convince her descendants to not be adventurers hasn't worked so far, and I'm no exception, instead of trying to get us to stop, was to educate me and so I'd be safer.
She's
I
a
haven't
good
read
grandma.
it yet, but there's a book in there about the Fae. Maybe it might talk something about this. Maybe this is something
Maybe.
someone
I
thought
know
about.
you have a lot of other things to read about, though. So
Well, I mean,
man, we have a lot to do. But
I
if you-
can
if you-
let
if you
you
see
read
anything
it
in there,
too.
yeah,
I don't know if
maybe.
you're reading anything right now. I know you're reading your book about religion, but I thought I saw you gave that to someone. So
I finished it. I was just reading it with she says I sent it with him. I sent him with the Talon book too. I'm not reading anything right now, but
if you
no,
want to
that's
borrow it,
I'll consider it. Carrick,
Yes.
one last favor.
Mhm.
Put your scarf on. Talk to Grandma before you go to bed. Tell her you love her. Okay?
Okay,
Don't
so you
feel-
didn't
don't
want her
worry
to
her.
come here.
No, no,
Okay,
I don't want her to
good.
come here. Don't tell her
That-
anything that'll worry her. Tell her we're okay and we're
Okay.
heading north and that we're just gonna go sell some stuff and then we're gonna go home.
Okay.
And ask her some questions about her day and maybe ask her about your grandfather. Or, things like that. Be a grandson for a little bit. You can do
Out of
that for
character.
watchings.
Because it's been a while and Claire can't remember. I know if I remember, I asked a little bit. Did she seem sad when I asked her about grandpa, or grandpa?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask it a little bit. She seemed a little sad, especially
More
right now.
wistfully sad.
Oh, okay. So, well,
I
I
know
still
my
don't want
grandma
to right
used
now.
to get sad when she'd talk about my grandpa, but
I'll let her
I think
rest up a little.
she'd rather somebody know about him than not.
Yeah, I'll let her rest up a little bit before I asked her about that. So
Yeah, but talk to her a little bit tonight, okay? Just for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead
Alright.
and pick up gift
Yay.
and do the closest thing with fingers to a hug I can do.
I will.
Her.
We will do our awkward gesture of affection with each other.
Pat.
Also, I am so jealous of your wings. You're the prettiest fairy.
Out of character. World question.
Yes.
How far can I yeet the brownie?
No. I'm guessing it's not, but I can ask. Is that an okay impression thing to say? Or
Oh,
could that
yes.
be
Yeah, it doesn't mean
okay.
anything.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
In fact, calling
Because it
someone a
was
fairy
something
probably
like-
means that they are very mercurial and liable to either hug you or stab you, so...
Shift daggers up sleeves a little bit. Don't know what you're talking about there. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take you back over. I'm guessing you want to.
I'm gonna go in the thing. I will
Ferno,
leave
yeah.
Dingus and them to go sleep. Be like,
The
"Hey,
two of them
Dingus,
together. Dingus and Dazzle.
Dazzle.
Yes, they both of them are currently in the Fardo, sort of like trying to squeeze around stuff. They're at basically your little entrance inside, and seem to be meeping into it at Care, who is going, I'm getting the damn honey.
Can
will
I
help with
help?
that.
Can I help you, Care, at all? I don't know where
If you
it
can get
is.
in.
I'm
Actually-
coming. I'm coming.
Actually,
no, you can't.
You can't get in.
no.
Okay.
Mage hand. can-
You can't see.
Okay, so it's not someplace.
The
That's where I was trying.
No.
is a hoarder's closet. Okay.
Fine. There's just some space. I was seeing if I could get it over to wherever it is. I'm gonna kind of gently pick up Dingus.
Mip, mip, mip.
Hey, Dingus. Put Dingus on my shoulder.
Dingus is hopping off of your shoulder back into the Fardo to go get his honey.
I was gonna
It's
help
honey time.
get you your honey once they found it. Okay. I'm gonna pat him with the mage hand.
Dingus just sort of like, you see his head going down repeatedly.
But
Oh.
you're distracting
Go
me.
play with your puppy.
me from my honey.
Gonna go find Varel.
Okay, Pharrell is barking up a tree right now, and you see him pop up into the air occasionally, just a few feet off the ground, and fall back down as if he's trying to teleport up but can't quite reach.
God, they're just like children. They're made of rubber. I'm gonna go and look what's up in the tree.
Perception check, I guess.
It's a dog.
That means there's probably something actually up there.
You see a squirrel run up in the branches briefly.
My brain just went acid splash.
Magic
gonna-
missile never misses.
Yeah, but I don't think there'll be anything left of the squirrel. I'm gonna pick him up.
He barks at you and sort of wiggles happily in your arms.
Hey, bro, let's go
Uh,
get you some dinner.
Well, you say, I'm gonna get you some dit, and then the little puppy tongue tries to lap inside of your mouth.
Gonna move away a little bit.
This is what dogs do.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
I deal with this all the time. and I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna start cooking dinner because someone has to.
Okay, right. You go ahead and give me a cooking roll.
I'm gonna do with my usual dex.
What are other people up to?
This is first watch.
It's not even one on watch yet. You guys have been wandering about and talking, so I figure this is before you settle down.
This is the downtime before.
This is the setup.
Or rather, I
Cooking.
should ask: is there anything anybody wants to do? If you want to be able to talk to each other and such, now's the time to do it.
I'm good.
Yeah, Cass is just kind of fiddling with the bardo.
Yeah, you as well, RG. Settling down.
You're muted.
Archie's just basically been sitting outside, leaned against the Vardo every now and again, flicking a copper coin to the rust monster.
Okay, and the rest of the monster just seems to be chirping happily at you and dissolving these coins, munching on them. All right. Okay. In that case, Carrick, you are able to make up a very nice meal for the group. Which I believe, if you do that, they get some health, don't they?
If they take it when a short rest, they heal more. So for this instance,
So you're not having to heal up. Okay. Right, so you get a nice filling meal, and yes, soon enough it is time for watches. Are you sticking with the order established last time?
May as well.
Yep. So me and Care.
Yeah, you, Care, and Telde on sentry mode.
Sentry mode.
Yeah. As the moon starts to drift through the sky, I'd like you all to give me some perception checks.
Not great.
So
Telde, it's your we're just gonna use your passive. What is your passive?
13.
13. Okay.
And then whatever Care rolls.
And Care. Of course, I've got to press the Care button.
You do.
Perception. Okay. So you keep watch through the night. You see the occasional traveller walking down the road. Every now and then, you actually get regarded cautiously. People seem a little wary considering what's been going on. But you do see a mother coming down the road at some point. She seems to be carrying a sleeping child on her back, and she seems pretty tired herself.
Excuse me, do you want to camp with us tonight?
She's going. Where are people sleeping, by the way?
Corvus is pitched a tent beside of the Vardo.
Oh my.
Cass has her the door open and she's in her hut.
There is no door. Oh wait, you put
Yeah, we got that back.
you put it back on.
Yeah, so she has her tent.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got that tent set up. RG, you just sitting out there?
She's basically just leaned against the Vardo with a blanket over her, so.
And
it's okay up there, right? Weather-wise, you're
yes, the weather's lovely.
Nice weather.
I'm just out in the sleeping bag blanket thingy.
Okay. Okay. So she sort of regards the group, and where are you keeping watch, Gifton?
I was figuring I was probably running around the Bardo itself, just kind of out on the outside, just doing the perimeter walks.
Okay. So she seems confused for a moment because the old voices come from essentially the grass. I wouldn't want to intrude.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, we got some food. You could rest for a bit. You and your child look really tired.
Where are you, miss?
I'm gonna slowly come out.
Okay. For a moment, she looks a little fearful, and she just takes a small step back.
Not dangerous, I promise. And there's other people here. They'll vouch. RG.
RG up, yeah.
RG.
Our joking around was like, yeah, what? Who's this?
There's this nice lady and her kid, and I was trying to see if they could stay here, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Just for the night. Can you tell her I'm not dangerous?
Archie's just gonna look kind of puzzled and go, "She's not dangerous. She's nice."
Okay, you can have a persuasion roll with advantage because of reasons that would come to light if you succeed.
Is that for me or
for whichever one of you wants to roll it.
I
Give
will
him
do it
got
with
a charisma
advantage.
stat.
I know. I was waiting to see. I thought it was you were getting it, so I'll do persuasion with advantage. You say?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with Archie's words, and she steps forward a little bit and goes, "Oh, if you don't mind, are you?" They said there was a fae in the temple that tried to help the boy.
Yeah, I do a bit of healing.
Okay then, if you don't mind.
Do you need some healing, or your child?
She shakes her head and no, we're okay. I was wondering if those stories were true, and
We tried to help out where we could. It's just
Which
not
stories?
very popular in town.
that
But come on over and have some food. You can use one of the. RG, can she have your bedroll? You're not using it, right?
Yeah, sure.
thank you.
Come on.
And what the story said. Yeah, there were people that tried to stop the mad priest.
Yeah, we stopped him. I just wish we could have stopped him sooner.
I can't believe the church would do that. She says, sort of coming over and settling. She actually puts the child down on RG's bedroll and just comes over to where you've got the fire herself.
We'll get a little motion to the food. And
Are you sure?
we got a couple wineskins. Yeah. Go ahead. We got plenty.
Thank you. And she ladles up a bowl for herself. Looks over her child as if considering whether she should wake him or not. For
do you need some something for the trail, maybe for the kid? We could probably bundle something up.
If I
Or,
don't.
well, you can have breakfast with us all in the morning. That'll be fine, right?
I have a few copper I could pay you with.
Oh no. You keep your money. That's fine. You're from Guthwaite?
I am, yes.
It's pretty bad there. You have anywhere you can go?
No, not anywhere I can get to, at least. I have family down south, but it's too far with nothing to take with us.
Oh, RG, you're getting the look. There are some possessions that are gonna go away.
Down south.
RG
We know
just
people who are south of
look
here.
inside. It's like, what do you want to give her?
Well, maybe she can. How far south do you need to go?
I have family down in Dornbury.
Donberry? I've never been to Donberry. I don't know how much boats are. Gifton's gonna start go over to Dingus and start muffling through things.
The food and the place to rest is more than appreciated.
No. And she's gonna pull out
It's
two very brightly colored coins. I'm gonna give her 2 platinum pieces.
And what were you saying, Archie?
RG's just as she's yawning because she's at this point, honestly. Just gonna go. Oh, you're not gonna convince her to not do it. Just accept.
Here, tuck these away someplace good. Hide them up.
Thank you. And you see, she's actually starting to tear up.
It's okay.
And she actually starts to cry, and you see her slumping a bit and going, "We lost everything."
Don't worry. We know what that's like.
We're from Tarnstead originally. Yeah. We're going to Wyndon if you want to come with us. I mean, we could stay in an inn together until we all get boats. We're hoping to go south too.
She
At some point.
She wipes her eyes and takes a deep breath, trying to collect herself. Takes her a few moments.
It's a little bit safer, with other folks sometimes.
If you do not mind us coming along.
Oh, yeah. My name's Gifton, by the way, and this is RG. And this is my husband, Care.
It's lovely to meet you. I'm Billy.
Hi, Billy. And who's the cute little one?
That's Adam.
Adam. Oh. Well, Billy, you and Adam are more than welcome to go with us up to Wyndon, and we can stay at an inn together until we get a boat, okay? And that'll be fine.
And she nods and gives you a teary smile. Thank you so much. Is there anything I can do? Just ask.
No, you shouldn't have to do anything. It'll be fine. Just take care of your son and take care of yourself. This is terrible. I mean, we lost everything when Tarnstead burned. I understand.
Thank you. And she actually sort of it looks like she would want to be grasping your hand and thank you properly, but she looks down at your little form, and she just clasps her hand in front of her and sort of bows her head a bit and goes, You are so generous and kind. Thank you so much. It's all, and you see her sort of clutching the coin she's got tucked away. This is more hope than I had.
You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Here, take your shoes off. Kara, do you mind watching for the rest of it? I'm gonna fix her soles a bit, make it easy to walk.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. And then I'm going to do downtime cobbler kit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'll do for the rest of watch.
RG, you're able to settle back into your rest. And
sorry guys, I brought in a wayward soul while you were sleeping.
Gifted her little tag-alongs.
You see her. She eats her food quickly before she actually gets onto the bedroll with her son, sort of holds him protectively.
Yeah.
And you are able to fix up her shoes.
The shoes, yeah. It's like part of the downtime thing for cobbler, like during a short rest or a long rest. I can do that. I'll just do that.
Yeah. Okay, and she's soon asleep, and soon enough it is time for you to switch off with RG and Cassie.
All right, and I'll say, hey, RG, make sure the other watches know that they're allowed to be here.
RG just gives a calm thumbs up. Yeah, no problem.
And you see Care actually hopping over to Cassie and into the tent. Cass. Oh, you right there?
Cass has just kind of got this weird blurry-eyed look. Yes.
Watch time. We have a guest. She's traveling alone, and we brought her into camp. Okay.
Cass is standing up and doing the horse stretch, and then trotting out of the Fardo.
As Cass trots out, you see Care motioning you into the tenting. Gifton, let's do that. Come on, let's get some sleep.
Yep, I'll motion for Dingus and Dazzle to come in too.
Dingus seems disgruntled to actually move from the fire, but he gets up, and as he does, you see Dazzle's head.
If he looks comfortable, I won't make him move. So if he was,
you're gonna leave him there.
Yeah, I'll leave him there.
Yeah, and Dazzle actually seems to glance between Dingus and Care briefly, before slowly getting up and slinking off to join inside. Okay.
She's more prissy than him.
Okay. RG and Cassie. You get yourselves up. RG, you see your guests are settled in, and Cass, you see this new lady and a young boy, looks about 5 or 6 years old, sleep in RG's bedroll. The fire is simmering, and give me some perception checks as you go into your watch.
Character sheet. Oh, the character sheet. Got the butt.
Okay.
No, that's.
Oh, so you shouldn't be a disadvantage.
Yeah, 5. Yep.
Yeah.
So what is that noise?
What?
Someone eating?
Yep, sorry, I picked it up.
Yeah. So he's sitting there for a bit, and what's your passive? Yes. Actually, you know
My
what?
passive?
I'm gonna write these down on the watch order sheet. That'll be very handy for me.
My passive is 14.
Mine's 18.
18.
Learn the pain, Allie.
What pain?
You were in godly passive perception.
Oh, that's
in my
fine.
game.
Oh, that's
Corvus,
good.
you haven't heard my plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the
Observant.
after the break, I'm gonna pass through 27.
So RG, you and Cass are sort of keeping watch out, and you hear a rustling just up the road towards Winden. Something seeming to be moving through the bushes alongside the road, and it's not long before you catch a glimpse past a few trees and some bushes of a man trying to keep cover. Looks like he is carrying a crossbow, you'd guess. Whether it's heavy or light, it's a bit hard to tell.
Cass
you
is
just
going to
gonna-
stand up.
You do not see this cat.
Okay.
Archie's just gonna firm same position, go, you, the bushes with the crossbow.
You see the form halt.
Yeah, you. Just stop. I can see you. You either piss off and leave or you're gonna regret it. I'm not in the mood.
I mean, an intimidation check. Your money or your life?
Cass hears this.
Archie's just going to call
Cass
me
is
retort, your life or you leave.
No, Cass is actually going to go, your money or our life?
What?
How about your money or your life?
No, that's not how this works. And you see him sort of
And
standing up a bit.
Cass is going to stand up. And she's going to get her shield out and she's going to pull Tempest and go, okay. Well, since you don't want to give us your money and you don't want to give us your life, we can tie you up and we can take you to Winden and we can give you the guards.
Also, Telda, you can hear this conversation happening. But if you want to activate to it or not, that's up to you.
Where would he be
If it's the tree
in
line, it'll probably be behind you.
perspective?
You are standing nearest the road, looking out onto the road. So this is coming from your left, essentially.
I'm going to turn. Is he more than 30 away then?
At this point, you'd say no, he's about 20 feet out.
I'm going to move to him.
Okay. Right.
Not the only one who's going to do that. I was going to go over and flick him in the nose.
All right, so you're both moving up real quick.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna let him have this at disadvantage. You hear a bolt go off, and he goes, "Whoa! Stop!" And it just funks into a tree. And then you are upon him. He looks like he is a man in his mid-20s, clothes fairly ragged, a piece of leather armor that's seen better days on, and a rather shoddy crossbow.
I'm going to pull my saber, which is in fact a moon-touched saber. So it will glow.
Does a 16 hit him?
Yes, the 16 does hit him.
Okay. Disarm, he has to roll a Dexter strength save.
Okay, yep, right, got it.
Forgoing damage.
Okay, your
She's just knocking the
crossbow's
crossbow
gone.
going, and just call me soon. Leave.
He looks at you. He looks at the now glowing
Last chance.
knight, as far as he's concerned.
Last chance.
Okay, got it. And he's just going to turn and start running off into the woods. Okay.
Out of context, Telday looks like a knight.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does.
Yeah.
He's got that glistening armor. He's made of gold, basically.
Glowing
It just-
sword.
It just say he's an entombed knight. He cannot remove his armor.
Right. Okay. And the would-be bandit flees.
It appears that the road may not be the best venue for me to be watching.
Yeah, if you keep an eye on the forest, then I should be able to keep the other part just fine. You're with me for
Affirmative.
the next watching, anyways, and then you're awake on the last one. So it'll be fine.
Just go silent, holding the sword on its shoulder.
Is it still glowing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Artie's gonna take over like she's gonna say something going, and then just says that middle of you know what? Never mind. No, that's fine.
Right, so you leave him standing watch slightly out into the bushes this time.
With a sword drawn.
Yeah.
And like,
And strangely enough, the rest of your watch goes by very peacefully.
I wonder why.
And before long, it is time to for Cassie to switch off with Corvus.
Have a good sleep.
Cass is going to walk into the Vardo. Where's Corvus? Oh, wait, Corvus is in his tent.
I just didn't have a strange
Yeah.
in there.
Can't
I'm
really
in there. That's it.
Now, is Corvus's tent the little pup type where it has the floor in it? Or is it just a little V shape?
Floor?
Is it an A-frame?
It's an A-frame. It's got a top.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
really
part
want you
of the
just to lean
tenting.
in and then stand up, taking the whole thing with you.
Yeah, I was going
He
to grab
has
it,
to
just kind
finish
of turn it on
sleeping.
its side and shake him out.
No,
I
it's
just
not that
assumed
kind
it
of
would have
tent.
been like you could grab it and just put it over yourself as a blanket.
You could reach in and grab his bedroll if you want
Just shake him.
and pull it out.
Yeah, I'll do that and just yoink.
Hi.
Wakey, wakey. Bandits in the woods.
Now, like fighting or
No.
just band.
No, Tilde and RG kind of scared the piss out of him.
All right. Rubs his absent beard. All right, that's missing now. Fine.
Good luck.
All right. Good night. Good nobbin.
Nobbin, there are
There
no
we go.
doors here. Cass wanders into the Bardo.
Well, into her tent, or Vardo.
Yeah.
Into the folded out bit.
Yeah. The only bit
Evening.
that's accessible.
Evening, Archie.
Howdy. I'm pretty sure the guy actually did piss himself, though.
All right.
All right. RG and Corvus, give me some perception checks, please.
And who might that be?
Oh, yeah, we have a guest. She was walking with her kid, and Gifton offered to let her travel this to Wyndon because not safe. They lost everything in the fire.
All right. Passive 15, Allie.
All right. Yep. You both keep an eye out for the night, and nothing approaches.
Why is Taude out there with his sword?
Well, you know
Just-
the bandit?
Yeah.
Well, when he stopped the mage up there, I said, yeah, watching for the forest might be a good idea. And he just kind of said affirmative and then did that.
Sorry, Allie, I
And
did
I did-
almost everybody for watch order.
I just said,
Ah,
basically,
thank you.
fuck it, enough.
Okay.
You know, it's like a little torch.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It gives perimeter light. Yeah.
I put mine on there, so.
Marvelous. Well done.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, your watch passes without issue, and soon enough it is time to switch off with Carrick and Telday.
I take it my leave now. You want me to get Talday or you got him?
You get tell the I'll get Eric.
All right.
Or just kind of stretch her and stand up. She's gonna go over and just kind of lightly shake Carrick. Hey, wakey, wakey.
Carrick,
Yes.
your dreams were peaceful this night. It's full of warmth
That's scarier.
and comfort.
Aww.
be afraid. That's always a horrible sign. Never trust.
That's
good
that
thing.
warmth you're feeling is the heat death of the universe.
Calm
Oh,
before
see,
the
I was half expecting
storm.
someone to go, that heat you're feeling is the blink dog going to the bathroom.
And as you're shaking awake, RG, you came in to get him, and the blink dog is asleep on his chest, just sort of curled up. And as you shake Carrick awake, the blink dog sort of stretches out, yawns a bit.
Wakey, it's your turn. We've got a guest,
Okay.
by the way. Just
Oh.
a lady and her kid. They were walking the road and gifting. I'll have to let them travel with us because it's not safe.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a bandit. We scared him off.
Okay. Look at Varel. Is the puppy actually awake, or did it just go
It's
back?
blinking blearily at you.
I'm gonna pick it up carefully and gently
Mhm.
and stand up.
It nuzzles into the crook of your arm.
I'm gonna take it with me on watch. It can sleep if it wants.
Corvus, you heading to get Tilde?
Yes. Approach the drawn sword knight. Tell day. Shall have to wake you up. Tap tap.
You saying tap tap, or are you
He's making
Kinda
tap, tap.
is.
Are you doing both?
Yes, he's doing both.
Tap tap.
Telde will turn and put the sword on your shoulder.
Hi.
Greetings.
Mine with the sword?
It's like having a torch held beside your face.
Yeah. Slightly push it away. It's your watch.
Affirmative.
And is there a good way to wake you up in the future?
No.
So just approach you and say, Telde, wake up?
You could do so.
Okay. I don't want my head cut.
You cannot wake up, that does not sleep.
There's a lady and a child sleeping by the larder by the fire. They are with us now. For the
I am aware.
moment. Alright, good.
He was awake during that.
Also, I was around briefly before I went and waved a sword at a guy.
Yeah.
And has technically been awake through everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not telling everybody that.
Alright, Tilde, how are you keeping watch? Are you gonna patrol a little bit, or are you gonna stand there
I
looking about?
am going to go walk up to Carrick, who has evidently gotten up.
Yep.
Is there a preferred method for guarding this camp?
Oh my god. Why do I keep being put out to watch with them? Out of character, not in character comment. I need to start asking Archie this at the beginning of the night.
Intelligence roll, Carrick. I'm gonna help you.
Thank you. Brain no worky so good right
Haven't
now.
put the sword away. I'm just kind of sitting it on my shoulder right now.
Tell him to go on a standard watch for a camp of this size.
Go on a standard watch for a camp of this size.
Affirmative.
Putting this in my notebook.
Okay.
Will you also be patrolling, or will you be preparing food as normal?
It is wake up time soon.
He a little bit closer to wake up time. I'll start cooking. So
We have 2 others to feed. It may be necessary to adjust your preparations.
Yes, good point. I'm gonna actually look over how young is the child.
He looks about 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, so not probably gonna eat too much.
Oh no, the hell years.
No, that's
What?
when they're in 7th grade.
When they are conscious, you may want to ask if they require any medical assistance of any kind.
I will mention that to Corvus and Gifton. That's outside of my
I can take care of
knowledge.
this.
My knowledge, or
This unit is capable of medical assistance.
okay, I will have to remember that.
Right. So you...
Salute. Very flourishing stamp of foot and turn, and then starts circling the camp.
Is that
the barking starts up as the stomp happens.
I'm gonna calm him down. Try to calm him down.
His tail's wagging all the time he's barking.
I'm just trying to get him to quiet down a little bit since we got people sleeping.
He stops yapping, but he does wiggle about in your arms excitedly.
That is perfectly
in the
fine.
face.
I have to remember when we get to Wyndon to pick up some leather for a collar. Wait. Does the collar stay out when they blink?
That'll be fun for you to discover, won't it?
This will be very fun to discover. Oh
Right.
God, the walking.
Okay, perception
Walking
checks
on a
from the
leash.
both of you, please.
All right.
Very nice, Carrick.
Aw.
Puppy is making sure that I'm paying attention everywhere.
Right. Okay. Telda and Carrick. Nothing approaches the camp. You do see a couple of people towards the end of your watch walk by. Seemingly people that had slept in the woods in the night and now resuming their own journey. Just seems to be civilian stragglers. Some carrying goods, some not.
Do they seem to do anything when they share a camp?
Most give you a wide berth.
Okay.
Do any of them appear to require medical attention?
Not that you can see now.
Okay.
Okay, and soon enough it is time to start waking people up.
Close to that time, I'm going to start cooking.
Okay.
I'll just make the roll now.
Times like this, I'm regretting not having
if you'd
a
like,
set of bagpipes.
if you like, you can add to yesterday's meal, reheat it, and I will let you use half provisions for this.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
They roll really good.
Okay,
So it
very
doesn't
nice.
taste like it's being reused.
After I'm roused, I'm going to do the morning song thing. Telda, do you want to play with me? Play some music?
Accompaniment.
Yeah, would you want to do that?
Affirmative.
Can I have advantage?
Hmm.
He is also musically inclined.
Yeah, you can have advantage, sure. I still want Telday to roll his, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Fuck you,
Oh,
Telday.
Telday, you feel inspired by this music. You can have advantage.
No!
That's
That's the opposite of what I wanted. Damn it!
Still not a crit.
no.
Gifton, you feel like you are...
I sang my heart out.
You are giving the best performance you ever have given. You feel like you're not a perfectly on tune. This is the extent of your ability. And yet Telday is with you there, accompanying perfectly, if not even more pitch perfect.
All right, 13 temporary hit points to each person, and I am targeting the lady and her child.
Okay,
But are you targeting Telday with
I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I shouldn't.
Why
Part
can't
of
you
me
be
with-
proud for our strange robot friend?
part of me, because of this, wants me to get expertise and perform.
Yeah, I'm singing a very hopeful, sweet song, and just dishing out 13 temporary hit points to everybody.
you
I'm
see,
dishing out food.
you see the lady and her child rousing as this music plays, because hurdy-gurdy, that's not subtle.
Butterflies dancing about, very illusory butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the child sort of rubs his eyes a bit, looking at blearily towards the source of sound. And then there's a sort of mix of like amazement and also confusion as he sees a sort of shining knight playing this instrument.
Yep.
And you can just see him sort of like shaking his mother a bit.
I want one.
We need to get you a proper bard head at some point. It'll just makes it make you happy.
Basically, Telday's playing the amazing hurdy-gurdy, and then there's just like this little tiny thing singing next to him. And it's like, look
How
how
much
great that
standing
knight
on-
is. They managed to charm a fae.
I don't know if her standing on the hurdy-gurdy or like his arm.
Yep.
And you are all roused by this music.
Yep.
I'm honestly going to dish up to our new companions first.
Yeah. Dish them up first.
And as you come over to dish up to her, the boy looks at you with amazement as well, Carrick. The mother looks at
They
you
are
a little,
wrapped around, by
a
the way.
little more. Okay.
Did not-
I tell you what.
he's pretty
Hey,
much keeping it
give
that way.
me a sleight of hand check,
Yeah, that's good. That's
Ooh.
good.
unless you have a disguise proficiency.
I have both proficiencies.
Okay. Roll one with advantage then, whichever you please.
I'll run sleight of hand with advantage.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. They look like a lovely
We
little
are
cloak.
wasting our high rolls.
I know, isn't this great? Okay.
Yeah, I have
Reasonable now.
I have expertise in sleight of hand.
In that case, you don't get the astounded reaction because you just look like you're coming over wearing a cloak. And she'll take the
I
bowl
do have
for
a
her.
blink dog. I do have a puppy though.
Okay, have you put the puppy down, or are you trying to carry it and food at the same time?
I am a waiter. I could probably carry 2 things of food and a puppy at the same time.
Okay, all right. So the puppy is in one arm, wiggling, trying to get to the bowls,
I'm sorry, that's
And
a blink
then-
dog. If it wants
then-
those bowls.
and then you hear poof, as it vanishes from your arm, reappears on your shoulder, and then you feel a little scrabbling of paws, trying to keep itself
This is-
steady.
And it goes right down your wing. Ow.
And it is basically tiny little claws, but guess what? Puppies have really sharp little claws,
Yes, they do. At least it's better than the teeth.
so you can feel it
It goes up
scratching.
and down,
Oh, Carrick,
blinks
oh.
back up and does it again.
Carrick. Maybe feed the puppy. Oh.
And you have this moment of as you hand over these bowls in a hurry.
I'm gonna take
thank
out
you,
take
sir.
a jerky ration out. Here, puppy. Come here,
God,
puppy.
that hurt
Come
a little
here.
bit.
Do you
Animal
require
handling,
medical
please,
assistance?
Gifton.
All right. All right.
Hey, how much does a
Don't
blink dog
like
puppy
to-
weigh? Where's my puppy? Where's my
That's
baby
not
animal
bad.
book?
Okay, the blink dog puppy here's Gifton,
Dog.
vanishes from Carrick's shoulder, and it appears about 10 feet from you, Gifton, and starts sort of bounding over in that clumsy puppy way.
I'm dropping the jerky and running.
It
Oh,
pounces
no,
on the
you're
jerky,
running.
and you hear little happy grrrs as it starts trying to tug and tear it, because jerky's not the softest thing.
No, but it's something chew on.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, there we go.
Ah.
All right, Carrick, hand interference.
Thank you.
Thank
Are
you,
there
sir.
It's just a wonderful morning.
I mean, that was funny. I
It
know
was
you
give
fun,
say
the-
that.
yes.
Gives Corvus and RG a look.
Billy.
Do you
Argus
need
is-
medical attention there, Carrick, or are you good?
No, I'll be fine. I think.
Billy, this
Uh.
is Carrot Marsh. He is a very amazing tavern boy. We have Corvus Adderlass, our
Pleasure.
trained doctor, and that is Cassiopeia Steelshod. She is one of the finest carpenters you will ever meet. This is Telday. He likes to play music with me, and you met RG. And she goes, you met my husband and Stingus and Dazzle, and that is angry little vacuum cleaner dog. And
name is
not vacuum
Pharrell.
cleaner because I can't say vacuum. That is puppy thing.
RJ, what did
Huh?
you name your little arrestor monster?
That's
I mean,
Squiggles.
different name is
Squiggles is
Squiggles.
mine.
Squiggles? Oh.
Aren't you just sitting there idly, just kind of scratching the things? back of its carapace, I guess.
Oh, you gave up on football carrying it everywhere?
So I'm sitting on the ground right now.
I
Yeah.
was sure you'd still be football carrying it, honestly.
They are very interesting.
I don't have any metal like on me normally.
We are very interesting trading.
Do either of you require any medical assistance?
Who's that addressed to?
The two non-party members.
The two new.
The kid never.
The mother sort of shakes her head a bit, whereas the boy is staring at you agape, and he actually stands up and goes, "Are you a knight?" And you can see her just going, "Shh, leave him alone, Adam."
Billy Adam.
Billy Adam.
Yep.
Billy Batson.
That is not a designation that I have received.
Telday is very brave, but have a good breakfast, and then we can get moving. Do either of you need to ride a horse or anything? Are you gonna be all right? I fixed your shoes.
Oh, thank you. I'm okay walking. I'm used to it. But she actually looks at her son, and she looks a little guilty, as if asking more help. But
Hey, Karen, he could ride up on the top, right?
Yeah, you can ride up front with me.
that would be fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
While they're talking, I'm just gonna scoop up a bowl and go feed Clop.
Clop snorts at you, RG, as you approach, and as you come over with the bowl, he actually sort of presses his head against your chest gently.
She's gonna scratch him behind the ears. She's holding it so he can eat.
Yeah, and he
then
will eat.
impales you as he turns into a unicorn.
Clop in charge now.
Clop is boss.
Lightning surges through him, the quickening.
You're able to get your breakfast done, and as you all sort of rouse and start going about getting ready to move, the young boy seems amazed by Telday. Cass, you get a horse lady. And
The ears swivel and she looks.
and
Little 5-year-old child.
and he looks like amazed and amused at you. He's just sort of looking over your body, back to your head, body, head.
Wow.
Wow.
Magical.
Boy has never
She's
seen a
super
centaur
strong.
before.
She's super strong.
Miss,
It's like she's really good at carpentry.
Can you run really fast?
Oh,
Cass smiles.
Cassie, you should take him for a ride.
I can run really fast. I bet you can run really fast though.
I can. How fast can you run?
Oh, I can run really fast, and he looks at his mum. Mum, can I go running? And she looks at the road a little nervously.
He will be perfectly safe.
All
Don't
right,
let anything happen.
all right, Adam. Don't go outside though. And he nods, and Cass, he takes off running at the road in the typical 5-year-old. I can run really fast run, which
Arms
is
like
flailing
that.
limbs.
And
Oh,
Cass
no.
is doing a trot right
They're
next to him. Cass is just
61
keeping
foot.
pace, like, wow, you are fast.
I know, right? I'm the fastest boy amongst my friends, and
And she's going to go with him until he starts tuckering out, and then she's like, you want to go really fast?
and he nods incredibly enthusiastically. Like that head is going up and down so fast.
You gonna
She's
pick him
going
up?
to kneel down and motion for him to get on her back.
Oh, can I really?
No, small child can't hold on like that.
And she's going to let him get on his back, on her back.
And
She's going
get on
to
your
pull,
back.
she's going to pull out a little belt, and she's going to tie it around the two of them.
Okay.
And she's going to be like, and she's going to put her arms behind her, and she's going, hold on to my arms.
And you can feel him nodding, and his hands like gripping the back of your shirt.
Oh no!
And
Tars
she's going
are
to do her little half circle, and then she's just going to tear off.
Okay, the rest of you get that sort of Doppler sound effect of a child screaming in both a mix of fear and excitement. as she zooms on past the camp,
This
Is
is why
that
I don't ride.
safe?
and
with
Billy looks
her.
pale.
Don't worry,
Um,
she's only ever dropped somebody the one time.
What?
Archie's going to complete his turn to Gibson and go. For the record, this was your idea.
Billy versus.
And then Cass is just going to come calmly trotting back in.
Do not be afraid. Medical assistance is possible if necessary.
Billy, yeah. Oh, you from Hexenreich?
Yes, I am.
Oh, so was my mother.
Oh, that's good.
Billy, Wilhelmina, nice to meet you.
Wilhelm. Yes. Oh, pleasure. Where are you headed?
Winden first, although we should be able to.
Thornberry?
Yeah, we should be able to book passage to Dunbury now. Thank you again.
We could probably do you on a boat if you
Your
need it.
kind friend here has already sorted that. Thank you.
Oh, good.
I think
is
she could use
there-
any little bit of extra help though you want,
Yeah.
Corvus, because as far as I'm concerned, you gotta look out for other people that go through bad things, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Maybe
they
we
are-
can see if we can help you book passage too. You're gonna need money to start over.
I can't accept any more from you. This is already far too much. Please, just.
People were really kind to us when everything went wrong. That's the least we can do.
It is an act of repaying kindness with further kindness.
Yep.
To help stem the negativity. That seems to be quite constant.
forward.
Yes.
Thank you. And you can see she's starting to like eyes water again.
It's okay. Well, maybe you should ride with Carrick on the wagon with your son for a bit. It might not be bad. Carrick's not the best at handling small children and puppies at the same time.
If that's okay.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of room up there. We usually had a couple people sitting on that.
And she looks at Carrick and goes, I can drive for a bit if you'd like to rest. I used to control the horses when we were plowing.
We can take turns. I get a good amount of sleep at night, but it's always nice to have extra hands to help.
And she smiles faintly, and you see her look back towards Cass. How far are you going?
Oh, no, I already
you-
said I was trotting back in.
You're trotting back, and as you're trotting back in, you slow down a bit. You can hear Adam giggling hysterically on your back, like that was the most amazing thing that just happened to him. And,
And Cass is grinning ear to ear,
and as you come back
which
over
is
to the
kind of
group,
creepy because her ears are on the top of her head.
Yeah, that is very horrifying.
he leans
Stop
around
being
you and would
cloth.
probably slide off if it weren't for the belt. But he leans around you and, Mum, did you see how fast I was going? Yes, Adam, I saw how fast you're going. It was very fast. And she actually comes over to you, Cass, and gives you a slightly exacerbated look as she retrieves her son. Thank you, Cassiopeia, was it?
Yes.
Thank you, miss. And she sort of picks him up, sets him down, and he quickly runs back over to the group and goes up to Telday and starts going, did you see how fast I was going?
Affirmative.
All right. And yeah, you are all able to pack up.
Gifton.
Yeah.
I don't know how everything is settled in the Vardo, but you retrieve a Helis kit by chance.
Yeah. What do you need it for?
I'm gonna mix something for the Billy and her boy.
Oh, sure. I'll come on, Dingus. Let me drag this out.
And Dingus will hop over to assist you. It seems Care was taking care of feeding the two Zula dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And Dazzle remains preening at Care as Dingus hops over, helps you get in, dig out a healer's kit.
Mm-hmm.
Corvus will spend the rest of the travel developing a antitoxin.
We're walking.
Mm-hmm.
We can't ride the Vardo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Bardo's packed.
Yeah, we're definitely on foot.
Okay. Okay. No, I know.
Maybe
what I
we
can
should
do.
just give her a healer's kit to take with. That's not a bad plan.
I have a antitoxin on hand, so I may just get that and the healer's kit. Yeah, that'll be fine. I can make another one.
Okay, that might be not a bad idea. So yeah, but yeah, I'm casting my enhanced speed spells on Dingus and Dazzle, and then I'm helping get Dazzle saddled up, and I'm riding bareback on Dingus again, and I look like I really enjoy this.
Kate's actually going to look at you and goes, I think I'm going to stay down here with Dazzle for a bit. So do you want to take the saddle?
Oh, you gonna stay down?
She seems to be very agitated with moving about.
Oh, okay.
She has motion sickness.
And I think I'm worried that, we're going to be flying up in the sky and she's going to lose track of the wagon. I'd rather a bit more practice when we're stopped,
Okay. And I'll take the saddle and saddle up Dingus.
Hello. What if I come up with you on Dingus? She might enjoy following about.
Oh yeah, I mean if she wants to, and she can always just ride with Carrick and them on the front if she doesn't want to. You want to do that, Dazzle? Do you want to ride on the front of the wagon, or you want to come with us?
She looks between you. You can see her sort of trying to crane her head as if she could look around at the front of the wagon, which she can't from this position. Before you get flashes of flight follow.
Okay.
And a very distinct impression of Care and Dingus in your mind.
Okay. All right, and then I'll get up on Dingus and I'll help Care get on behind me.
Yeah, and he'll come up with you, and you can take off, and Dazzle sort of flaps behind. Right.
All right.
And you all get moving.
On the road again.
I'm on the road again.
Carrying Squiggles and slowly just telling him, "You're not getting any more coins, you alien."
Yeah. So Squiggle, he either wiggles his antenna at you in a way that is greedy, give me more coins, or is happy to be in your arms, or is just I am content.
Really?
Very hard to tell.
I am an insectoid. I'll wiggle my antenna.
But the nice thing is, Squiggle doesn't do anything to harm you; just wiggles a bit.
Yeah. And you notice, I don't know if your outfit has any metal buttons or anything, but he doesn't seem to be going for anything. There's no attempt to get the knob at the end of your staff or anything like that.
Basically, Squiggles is mostly sated.
And it's starting to learn that they will give me food.
Yes.
Right.
I don't have to steal it.
Okay, so you continue your travels along. About halfway through the day, you can all stop for a spot of lunch. It's not a quick, a full stop. You don't have to unpack too much, but it's just a quick stop. Let's take a break, rest a bit, eat up, and then Biddy offers to take over driving for you if you want Carrick.
Sure, I'll let her drive for a little bit. I'll keep an eye on the kitten.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how he is with Pharrell a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna ask her first.
She's good with puppies.
She okay? Is she okay to?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we had a dog though. It didn't look anything. What is that breed?
I passed the role, didn't I? Know when he was a blink dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a blink dog.
A what?
Is
that
magical
some
dog that can? You may have seen him disappear from my hand and onto my shoulder earlier when I was bringing you food.
Oh.
He can teleport around a little bit.
Oh no, he's
Hopefully
angry.
That wasn't him.
He's
From the woods,
what?
angry dog sound.
He won't vanish with Adam.
I don't remember if I rolled high. If I rolled know anything about them, so I'll
They can't take people.
Nah, they can't.
The best they can take is their equipment.
They can't take someone with them.
Okay, yeah, sure. Adam, yeah, Ma. Would you like to play with Mr. Carrick's dog? The puppy? Yeah. And he sort of runs over and he holds his arms out as if like, give me the dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand him over to him.
Right.
He has a tendency to disappear and reappear.
The big dog puppy, once handed over, sort of officiously attacks the boy's face with licks, and you hear the boy squeak a few times as those puppy teeth do try and get him, because this is how puppies act, but he seems used to it. It's as if he has actually grown up with dogs.
He seems to like you.
And he quickly puts him down, and you just see them start running around together. The blink dog puppy, not quite as fast as the boy, occasionally having to blink to catch up.
That's because the boy's the fastest boy in the village.
He is so fast.
He is quick.
And till they start running around you a whole lot. You become a sort of thing that they play hide behind.
They will just stand there if we're not moving at that moment.
Right. Okay. And soon enough, you've all eaten. Billy takes over driving for you, Carrick, and the boy seems to want to walk alongside for a bit, still with the puppy, and you're able to start your journey again. As you start moving, you do have a couple of wagons past you, seemingly carrying a few people, little bits and pieces, bags. It looks like people have loaded up into wagons and just left the city. Moving a little bit faster than you are, as they're not carrying quite a heavy load. But soon enough, somewhat into the evening, you start to see the approaching of a townscape. If you'd all like to give me some perception checks.
Dirty.
Cass is failing.
I think you distracted me.
I feel like it's
I
a
have a
win
16
because I did
passive.
roll higher than my passive.
Yeah, and you're up in the air, Gifton.
Do I get advantage?
Yep.
I roll it.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, Telday and Cassie. Yeah, you can see some buildings. Looks like there's a wall over there. Carrick, RG. Actually, RG, your passive will bump you a bit higher.
Yeah, I was with passive.
Mine would too. Mine bumps me to a 16.
You guys see, looks like there is a bit of a sprawling city beyond that wall. Gifton and Corvus.
Hey!
Don't worry, I was saying Corvus. You both see Corvus at this point. I'll say you were seated up on the top of the Fardo. You wanted to break from walking. You can clamber up there, you know. Your leg's starting to hurt from the cane quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, holy God, that is the largest city you have ever seen. You thought Colfit was large. You thought Dogwood was big. This city seems like it's many cities in one. What is outside the walls could be towns in their own rights. These walls incredibly high, and within there, buildings bigger than anything you've ever seen. Towards the center of the city, you can see a grand castle, spires lifting up into the air. Dotted around the city, similarly large buildings, not quite on the scale of the castle, but towering in their own right. And beyond that, two towers, seemingly on the other side of this walled city. A great levitating craft docked near one of them, very similar to what you saw flying overhead a while ago towards Roadvale.
Gifton's gonna dive her mount low, and she is pale. I don't want to go.
Why not?
It is a very
Too big. Too big.
big
Too
city.
big. Too big. Don't like it.
How is that a city?
wanna go.
Yes.
That's obscene, is what that is.
Isn't it supposed to be the biggest city in the country? In
Mhm.
Yeah.
the kingdom? Sorry, it's kingdom.
That is correct.
It's actually
It
in the
is
country as
capital.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. It is the capital.
I don't want to go in.
You could be confined if that would be more comforting.
I don't want no.
That's the
That
problem.
sounds badly.
How long does it take to get across that?
Yeah.
Sometime, depending on traffic.
Couple hours.
Look at Cass. Look at Archie. Depends who you are.
Violence is frowned upon.
It was the wall, and then there was basically Dolwood, and then a river, and then even more city, even bigger.
It was like there's a wall, and then there's Dolwood, and then right next to Dolwood is Cuthwaite, and then there's a second Cuthwaite on the other side of the river.
That is incorrect. That is only Wyndon.
I'm guessing you're
you're just
there
gonna
before
look up-
Telday.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Affirmative.
So me and Kara could just wait, and then you guys get the boat.
Oh, we don't know how we're traveling. They said that they'd arrange travel.
Have you? Are you just going to like? Have you also forgotten a couple of us have business here?
That too.
Fine.
You will be protected. There will be no problem.
Actually, Gifton, didn't you say there are brownies that live here?
I do not believe that lie.
How would you find them? How would you find anyone?
You don't find anybody in a place like that.
You could
I mean, there
attempt
could
to
be a
call them.
lot of them.
Maybe there's signs.
I now imagine street
Cat?
sign and a miniature street sign
I
at
mean,
the bottom.
I mean, I'll be honest.
they're
I
probably
Billboards
like
for
that.
Ant-Man.
That was the route I was going. So.
And
And little sidewalks and little
Or
roads.
do you just
If
gonna,
there are brownies in there, we will never find them.
I don't know. They might have weird signs like those weird gang signs those two draw everywhere, and she's just drinking from Clovis and Carrick.
Out of character, I've never drawn anything.
Hey, we are not in cults that I know of. Are you in a cult?
I mean, we are kind of working for, you know.
That's not a cult. That's being friends, right? Right?
He sort of
Okay,
shrugs
so the
things.
cult thing's kind of like shaky right now, but we'll get back to
Does anyone know if worship's required for a cult?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Based upon definitions,
Okay,
yes.
I think we're good
We
then.
could probably.
We're good
discuss
then.
this
We're
another-
fine. We're
another
not
time.
in a cult.
We could probably discuss
Explain.
this another time.
They are agents. That's kind of what.
That's not
Oh.
better.
I like that.
By the
That
way-
sounds
I
good.
like agents. Agents
By
are
the
go.
way-
Or just like,
Wait,
that's not better.
wait. Was that out of care? Was that care there? Not because we do have two other people that we,
I don't think that's
And,
I'm waiting
that
for
was
that.
There was care that
Or
commented.
just looking at us, going like, "What the fuck?" Is wrong
And
with you?"
really actually sort of leans around and goes, do you work for somebody?
Yeah, we work for a really nice nobleman named Callan Capet down in Dolpwood. He's a really nice guy.
Oh,
We're adventurers.
Yeah.
This unit is a military designation.
We don't know how we got
That
him.
And when we do, it's just
Didn't you
complicated.
say a general sent him to?
Do you know of any good inns in Wyndon?
That is correct.
I'm afraid not.
Well, first one we come
Oh.
across, I guess.
I mean,
We'll play that gamble. Telday, do you know any inns?
Yes.
Do you know any inns in Wyndon that we could stay at?
Oh, actually, Telday, give me a history check.
Recalibrating.
Rerouting.
All right.
the satellite connection has been lost.
Nope. Does not
Please.
appear so.
Please update maps.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
No.
You're pretty sure it has one.
No.
All right. Well, let's
Actually,
just
no.
go in.
You know that one of your artificers mentioned an inn, but you don't think you catalogued the information. It did not seem relevant at the time.
No. There has not been a requirement
should me
for
and Kara
one.
go fly ahead and see if we can find an inn?
I think
We should probably all
So
wait and
please no.
sign in at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
come on, sweetie. It's not going to get any
Gifton,
better if we go
Gifton.
with them.
It's getting
Yeah?
bigger as we get closer.
we
That's not how distance works, sweetie.
Aren't you just gonna just like gift in? We probably have to sign in as adventurers. You need to be there for that.
And
Oh, that's right. Paperwork. And we got to sign
and-
care up.
and
What?
You're going to be an
RG
adventurer.
RG, remember we've got that
Right?
parchment from
Ah.
the guards.
You can't
at,
keep
Yeah.
getting
Pathway.
into fights, sweetie, and not be an adventurer. It's against the law.
All right, fine, yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Unless
say,
you wish
my
to
dear.
be regarded as a ruffian or rogue.
No, I'm neither. Oh, actually, ruffian kind of. I'm roguish, right?
Save that one for later.
Can I use
Fingers meets
prestidigitation to-
angrily.
Can I use prestidigitation to duplicate a spray bottle effect on them?
Aren't you just gonna look like I swear you two are like
Should
Hey, we
I
have an entire town to
redesignate?
repopulate at some point.
No, don't redesignate. No.
Affirmative.
Just, I'm gonna actually look at where Adam and the puppy are.
They have since gotten a little tired of this walking and have joined back up on beside Mummy. Puppy is sort of resting in Adam's lap, and he is just sort of petting the dog.
That's the calmest he's been.
All we needed was a small child to wear him out.
I'm sorry, Carrick. You don't have a dog anymore.
Ooh, don't say that.
Puppy's
all right.
probably gonna go to grab
We're
it
gonna
too
we're
eventually.
gonna settle the pseudo dragons on top of the Bardo.
Yep.
And we'll just ride up there for now.
And Kara's going to get off, and he's going to start taking care of Dazzle, deliberately looking away from the city.
It's not gonna get any better, sweetie. You're gonna turn around and it's gonna be right there.
No, if I wait until we're in, I can just pretend the buildings that are around me are the only ones.
And then they'll go on and on
Please.
and on.
you'll
Stop.
lie at some point.
Until they start duplicating themselves and you see them endlessly through every alleyway and street. Imagine.
Okay, Ali, can I ask for two important pieces of information?
Yes.
The rough size of Winden and the rough population.
I will happily give you that first one. That second one, those kind of statistics can go bugger themselves.
Fair enough.
Many people.
Make up a number that sounds big.
Million. There's a million
I was
people
just
in
saying, I
Winden.
was actually gonna ask, is it under $1 million? Was my question. So,
Hang on a second. I know how to find this out.
the fact that there's actually you gonna do.
Also, are we gonna go to the map?
Yes,
We're
in
on
a
the
second.
Eventually. Once
Oh, you
we're
mean map of
actually
Winden.
there, we're
You
just
mean the
not
map of Winden.
quite
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was just wondering if we were gonna go to the Winden
Yeah,
map.
Winden has about 1 million people in it. Right.
There are approximately 1 million people residing within those
Oh.
walls.
God.
Is
At
that
a
even a
normal
number?
period.
Yes.
What is,
Right.
is that?
What does 1 million mean?
What's a million mean?
Okay. Okay.
It is
Um,
approximately
number either.
10
So
times 100,000, or 100 times 10,000,
Fam,
or 1,000
What?
times 1,000.
RG's actually gonna
Or
go,
10,000
I'm not convinced
times
either of those are
100.
numbers either.
I'm gonna pull my book out, and because I'm guessing Billy's still
RG,
Driving, yes.
driving.
nope, I don't believe any of those are numbers.
You almost like I'm
Someone's
going to
making up
big?
numbers and I'm having none of it.
I'm gonna pull a book out. I'm gonna do a 1,
Um,
then we start rating zeros. I'm pretty sure with the 60 intelligent, I know what 1 million is.
Oh my god, I understand what 1 million means. My eyes turned
Especially when Carrick
I
holds
turned-
up the numbers written down.
Numbers.
my eyes turn to dots. I go pale, and then I'm gonna go over to the side of the Bardo and throw up.
Yeah, and
You
then
look at this, you go, you made that up.
It is
That's not
possible
real.
that this amount is inaccurate and may be higher due to the difficulty in surveying
yeah, that was a,
populations such as brownies
made up-
or refugees.
also that was a
or
fake census about
rotating
15 years ago.
militaries.
You know,
This
Sunday.
is also based on information from at least 15 years
Gibson's
ago,
just
and
looking
thusly
shaky and
it
sick.
is likely
This
that it
the
is a
city's just getting
substantially
worse
higher
sounding.
number.
Okay.
City-
Okay. Tell day.
Affirmative.
I personally love the
I don't want
information,
to go.
but I think you're concerning gifted, so we
I
want
don't
to
want to
hold off on this for now.
go. I don't want to go.
More of
She's
as an
hugging-
RG.
she's hugging her knees.
But the large number should suggest that there may be numerous similar to her due
Yes,
to the high population and likelihood.
Yes, we will. We will try to find some of those, but I think for right now,
It's
think
gonna be
both
okay, dear. It's
her-
gonna be okay.
her and Karen need to relax.
How
The,
many
the numbers aren't real. They can't get us.
Also, as a trading company,
I read I after it and make it true.
As a trading company, it suggests numerous potential customers.
I like how we're moving the question marks around on the map. This is
Um,
fun.
All right, now
So,
As-
so straight up, I read an I after a
Yeah.
million. It is no longer
As you
it is no longer
guys-
real.
come closer. You
City.
you pull up towards the city, and you can see the large amount of buildings outside of it, where there seem to be people stopping. You can see actually a few. You'd say guards, but they actually seem to be wearing Barassian military uniforms.
This will go well.
Seemingly
Wow.
assisting people, directing people, as if they've been dealing with stragglers coming in. And I am going to move you all so you can see the
It
map
would
of
also make
The
Wyndham.
sense.
map. I don't like the map, by the way.
Why not?
It's too
And
big.
you are all
I
coming
mean,
in down
I'm
south.
pretty sure physically,
This-
like,
Here?
if
This
you zoom
is-
out to the right size, it's the same size as
This is
Dullwood.
bigger than this is as big as Dullwood.
I'm pretty sure
Are
if you zoom in at
we-
40, it's the same size.
Are we supposed to put ourselves anywhere on there?
No.
Why
Or...
Yeah,
not?
I don't
What's the
think so.
point? You
It-
can't
it-
find me on that fucking map.
You don't need to yet.
Okay, just
Um,
want to
Let's do
make sure.
something.
We're gonna.
Mega Clop.
There.
That's where we are.
That
just
is
snakes over.
undersized clop.
No, that's normal.
Precise.
If you look at the grid, that's normal size.
There we go.
Undersized clop.
Because the grid is.
No. We should just
The
leave
maps.
normal size tokens just so we know vaguely where we are.
Which, one
I
second.
mean, this
I
is
need
still
to turn
pretty
off the
vague.
grid.
This is actually pretty vague still.
Get off
Yeah.
the grid.
There we go.
No, I like the grid.
Okay, so yes, you start to pull into basically this town outside of this city, this obscenity, and you can see there seems to be a few stalls set up that are assisting people, they're handing food out, and you see sort of Billy looking over at them, and I should probably get off here, right?
If you want, you're always welcome to go with us to an inn if you want.
I should find out from the guards. What are those guards?
I think those are Barassian military, aren't they?
Yeah, because we had
Oh,
military, but there wasn't the barracks.
Yeah, we did military.
Telde, yep, those are Barassian military. They are not the guards of the city.
Those are indeed Barassian military and not guards for the city.
Well, Billy, if you change your mind, catch us before we go in.
Sure. Thank you again.
Before you head out, let me give you something. This just basic medical equipment in case you have any minor injuries. And this is something if you ever get a disease or a poison you need to be taken care of, this will help with that. It's a one use though, so
Thank
to be mindful.
you. Thank you so much, all of you, for everything you've done for us.
Be safe.
Presentation of gifts to
Blessings
another.
on you.
Presentation of gifts onto another.
No, I'm not going to finish that. I'm not going to do that joke.
Ah,
I'm going to leave it.
all right. And
Abandon that.
she gets down and she helps Adam down, and you see Adam sort of set the puppy back down on the seat beside your Carrick, and says, "Bye, puppy. Bye, horse lady. Bye, knight. Bye, everybody.
I'm going to
Hi,
salute.
small child.
Bye, Miss
Ass
Fairy."
waves.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And
Toodles.
he gives you a wave, and Billy gives you all a sort of deep curtsy before you see her starting to head over to one of the military men that are talking to people at the tents, the refugees.
We may want to, once we get our travel arranged. See if we can find them before we leave to make sure everything's good.
I can barely hear.
You're talking really
Yeah,
soft,
you're-
Because
Blackheart.
I was actually talking low, so they didn't hear. Was the idea?
Okay, you can. I'll keep that in mind.
We may want to try to find them before we leave when we have our travel arranged, just to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, maybe we can.
If you can find them.
I look around and go, Archie, I think you have to figure somebody we have to talk to. Do we just ride up to the gates, or do we talk to these guys, or what do you want to do?
Is there, out of character, is there people like actually guards standing at the gate who look like they're taking people, or just, like just multiple ones all around or taking different groups?
So along the long road heading to Lee Gate, because it is a fairly straight path, you can see there's military men scattered along the road. They do mostly be seeming to flag down people that look wary and such, and are ignoring your wagon as you look fairly together. And if you look towards the gate, you can actually see armored figures standing at the gate itself. Doors open.
I was looking to go, I think they're mostly here for the refugees, so I guess we're going to have to go over there and talk to the armored guys, because they're probably the actual town guards.
Yeah, let's go.
We have to hand this over to the parchment to them. So
Yep, let's go.
Right, and you continue your journey towards the gate. As you pull up, you see, a very smartly armored guard, gleaming silver breastplate over a sort of blue undershirt, and there is a blue tabard over top with the Barassian sigil on it, which never decided what that was.
That sigil they sure have.
Yep, that sigil they sure have.
Crap! So I definitely
Which
have that on my
homework for
table.
everybody for next week to sign the symbol for Barast.
I want to believe it's on the bottom of Telday's foot like an action figure.
No,
Like
his
his
foot says
trademark?
Andy.
His foot says Andy, yeah.
Remember,
No, it says
backwards
Rizal,
D.
This is Rizal.
with a backwards Z.
Excuse me, just to check business in the city.
Hi.
We're the Tarnstead Trading Company. We were coming here from Colthwaite, and I believe we also have something for the guard post here from the guards in Colthwaite.
Tarnstead Trading Company. Right, okay, hold for a moment, please.
yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna
And
also, as we're holding, get the parchment out of my backpack.
Or
and
just gonna sit there and kind of cigarettes, like, yeah, because that's not worrying.
and while he runs back over to the gate, all of you give me perception checks, please.
Maybe.
My perception checks aren't going to be good anymore because I'm not in the air. I'm
Ow.
throwing up.
Corvus will lean down to or wherever Gifton is and says, don't try to bring too much direct attention to you. Just be a little more conscientious about who you are.
Wow, some very nice rolls there.
You have me fumbling with a parchment in my backpack.
Okay,
But I'm supposed to be seen.
Yes, but don't. I guess you're right.
right,
And if
15s and over, including passives. 15s and over.
okay,
You can see he's running back towards the gate, and these are large gates, and they do seem to be attached to guard towers on each side. One of which he sort of opens up a door on and runs into. Along the walls, however, these walls tower. They're roughly 40 foot high, which is obscenely big. And you
Gifted
can,
and Kara just giving this that look of why.
yeah, and you can see little
I like that number. I
little
can scale
holes,
that.
little ports in the walls themselves. And every now and then you see a figure sort of walking past these holes, and on top of the walls themselves, there do seem to be these great big weapons. They look like they are ship cannons, only far larger, far more refined. And there are men on top of the walls, sort of walking between them as if on patrol. Telday,
Yes.
according to your knowledge, this inbuilt military procedure, there are far too few people on these walls.
There appears to be a shortage of soldiers here.
I mean, they probably sent a bunch to like Colthwaite and that because it's kind of on friggin' fire.
And I mean, there's a
Oh.
whole bunch of them out here helping the Cuthwaite refugees. So I mean, it kind of
yeah.
makes sense, right?
I wonder if someone down to Sadur also.
Sada may have quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a thing as well.
This could be problematic were any problems to occur.
That would be the definition of problem. Yes.
I mean, as far as when RG stops off on that percent, just, you know what? I'm not saying that.
Archie, do you ever feel
That'd be
like
fine.
every city that we've ever gone to lights on fire? Can we not go to Vinta, please?
Southwest time. So yeah.
Yep, every
that's the
city.
kids.
If this is
Yeah.
a common issue, perhaps we should.
Oh no, the drawing on the
Require-
map reveals that the city is in fact tiny, and
Huh? What?
saw someone measuring on the map.
Oh, you might even want it's hidden because I've just been doing it.
It's only 10 feet, guys.
Yeah, I was
Zip
I
below
was
out of
measuring
curiosity.
it. It's 100 feet wide by 50 feet.
Yeah, I
Alright.
wasn't me measuring.
It's
so.
a brown. It's a brownie city.
So
I was gonna say, can you see it currently?
and shortly after, you see the guard walking back out of the guardhouse, and another joining him, but then heading into the city. And he comes over.
Is there a problem?
No, we were just told to keep eye out for you and to inform the general when you arrive.
I was told to hand this to the first of the guards I saw, or should I
He looks at you curiously and then just sort of holds his hand out.
hand him the parchment?
It is not a love letter.
You're not
I mean,
supposed to be.
Tilde, you don't know that.
You
And-
didn't open it, did you, Tilde?
I mean, I hope he did. It was my bag this whole time.
And he actually looks at Telde curiously, going, "Hey, you're not supposed to be off the line yet."
He's with us.
He was assigned to us by the general.
Some general
This
guy.
unit was designated to function.
Oh, you've got some connections, haven't you? Well,
Apparently.
if you could make your way into the city and find some abode, you are requested formally to appear at the military academy. At your earliest convenience next day, if possible, please. In the morning.
Quick
do you know
question.
any-
Do you know where Nin is?
Yeah, there's one back down the road there. There's one a little inside the gates, just up the main road. There's inns all throughout the city.
Any one of them that can handle a really weird group of people?
You want one of the adventurers normally stopping that?
Well, we're adventurers. That'd probably be the thing.
Why don't you try the Hydra and the Hound then? It's a bit further into the city, across the river, near one of the main squares.
Gibson looks sick.
You ask a bit further in, and people will direct you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Also, my husband needs to sign up as an adventurer.
Honestly, miss, your best bet's probably to handle that tomorrow.
Yeah, I can handle that when we
okay.
see the general.
It
It'll be
is getting quite late.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. And thank you for the letter. I'll get this to whoever it's supposed to go to.
Thank you.
He pauses briefly as if about to say something, and then just sort of shakes his head and waves you all through.
Mhm.
So they will stop and salute.
And he'll give you a little quick salute in return,
Yes.
and then looks
we'd be sitting
confused
there
as if
all
like,
day.
wait, am I supposed to
Why
salute
did I
one of
just
the?
salute that?
Am I supposed to salute one of the automata?
Mm.
Right, and you are let on through the gates.
Okay. By the way, just a curiosity, had we seen any sign of Billy at all come through? Or I'm pretty sure.
No, did you want to go
not.
back and check on her?
Do we want to go check on Billy before we head in, or
Probably don't all need to. Character of your Spock box with you? Like
Yep.
So?
Tell her that we'll be staying at the Hydra and Hound.
okay?
Gifton, do you want to go with him, or do you want to stay with the cart?
I don't want to get lost.
Yeah, keep
Okay.
Gifted in care with you all. I'll be
Okay.
fine. Yeah, I'm pretty good on the streets.
Okay.
We found that out.
RG's gonna finally say, "No one travels alone." Cass, can you go with him?
Sure.
Even if we think we're safe, nobody travels alone anymore.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So who's driving the cart?
That is a problem.
The problem comes in.
I'll hop up and give it a try.
Okay. All right. So Carrick
What's the
and
disease if not the skill?
all right, Carrick and Cassie, you start heading back down the road.
Yeah.
And RG, give me an animal handling, please.
Okay. Frig.
Okay. They refuse to move.
I think Haas is the one in charge right now of all the horses, and he ain't
All
cooperating.
right, I am going
Should
to
not
watch
have
you.
named him boss.
I am going to watch you struggle. I'm gonna cast a spell. Excuse me, horses. Could you help us get into the city now? I know Carrick's not here, but please.
RG, it's a little disconcerting as like the non-clop horses immediately turn their heads back to face towards the wagon, and oh god, I don't want to voice the horses.
Come on,
There you go.
Looking
Hey,
us in the
hey,
face,
hey.
like, well,
And
I can promise each
you
of you
just
an
have them.
I can promise each of you an apple if you listen to RG to get us to the inn.
And also seems to just reply, "It's acceptable to me." Ghana goes, "I like apples." And Boss Hoss goes, "You can keep your fucking apples. I ain't moving."
I actually surprised you could actually do that much.
She rides. She does not drive.
I honestly figured you.
Who's acceptable to drive?
The fancy one. The fancy one.
He can't do that right now. He's very busy. So, do you want to hold everyone up from getting apples and maybe a sugar cube? Or do you want to get to this inn?
You see the sort of wild flickering of Hoss's eyes darting about.
They're going in different directions, by the way.
And you see Osler and Ghana sort of trying to like lean away from him as much as they can in the
I will talk to the dot horse and tell him you don't want to play nice.
I can take the not horse.
You can't.
Oh, I want to see this.
I don't know why.
I'm in
but
charge.
Alright.
I'm in charge.
I can
Alright,
see the other
fine.
horses.
You
go,
know what?
No, dude, no.
He's gonna be an ass. He's getting this.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately, that only affects humanoids.
Oh damn! Fuck.
So you start doing this magical casting. You going about this? Is this a song for you? Yeah.
Yeah, happy little song.
And you just hear, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
Oh, you don't like it when I sing? I'm gonna sing a lot.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
Shit.
Here I was hoping it'd be intimidation with advantage.
All
Yeah, it's scared of nobody.
Guys, is it okay if I use something from the party pool?
Go ahead.
All right,
Yeah.
we have 3 in there, so I'm taking it down to 2. Because, yeah, screw your horse. I hate your horse.
I know.
Your horse
We're
and
still
me,
in the fucking horse.
your horse and
Don't
me
worry.
are so done.
There's probably a glue factory.
15.
Actually, wait.
Okay.
I can
Thank
make a
fuck.
delicious dinner out of them.
We're like, no, we're having an advantage. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
You see that wild flickering of his eyes again, and before he tosses his head about angrily and instantly starts to move forward, the other horse is quickly getting into gear as if to follow his lead.
Clop, just remember that I love you.
Cop snorts a bit, just going with the flow.
I just like, she's gonna like, Clop, I'm sorry for my moron.
RG, you have
She
no
doesn't know
idea.
what the rest of the conversation was.
RG, you have no idea the hateful things that your horse has been saying to me. Also, your horse does not think highly of you. She says, "You ride, you don't drive."
I mean, it's fair. I've mostly ridden.
Right, outside the
Perfectly honest,
gates.
I've mostly ridden the horse.
So
Cass and Carrick, you're able to locate Billy pretty easily. She seems to be sitting under a temporary tent that's been put up, an open front, almost pavilion style thing.
Okay.
And she's sitting and she seems to have a wooden mug. Her and Adam just drinking and seeming just to be sitting and relaxing a bit, as if waiting for something. And as you come over, she gives you a little wave.
Hey, Billy. Have you waiting for something, or?
Apparently they're setting up some temporary, well, not housing, big tents. For us coming in, they say the city's going to be trying to arrange boats going along the coast. And I'm wondering if I should wait for that, or if I should book independent passage. I mean, your fairy friend, she gave me a lot of money.
We have no idea in timeline on ours, correct? If I remember
On
correctly.
timeline?
Like for our travel, we have no communication since that.
our boat's also not
so-
going there to where.
Well,
she
no.
wants to go.
Our arranged passage from the page, we haven't heard.
You have
anything
no
more.
idea about it, no.
Okay, we just know that they're arranging stuff. I know we're gonna be here until whenever our travel is. We're going to be staying at the Hydrian Hound, correct? Out of character.
Yes.
Or is it the way around? Okay. The Hydrian Hound.
Oh, that's a cool name.
I love the kid. Honestly, if you want, we can put you up with us if there's room.
She shakes her head a bit and goes, I don't want to take any more from you all. You've done plenty. Look, they've got food here, they've got drink. I mean,
Well, come visit us for sure at some point. Well,
if you'd like, I'll come see you before I decide what I'm doing, or at least to tell you what I'm doing.
yes. Actually, I don't want to have a radio. I don't get in trouble from someone. You grab my radio.
Mhm.
Click. Okay, who's got the box this time? That's actually what he says.
RG will click and go, me.
Billy's gonna stay. They're providing places to stay and food here, but she's gonna catch us before she makes up her mind on what she's doing. Should I leave my radio with her? Or the talkie? I don't remember the stone. That's it. I actually asked. So
RG actually, but it's like, I don't know if Wicked Basil actually appreciates us just leaving these things willy nilly all around Wyndon.
oh yeah, that's right. They gave it to us. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a good point. Out of character. I forgot completely about that. That's where they came from. Yes, definitely. I'm going to give the directions from the gate because
Don't
Player
worry, you
character
guys
doesn't
don't actually know the way to it yet.
I thought they said
We know
Across the
generally
river,
that it's
by a square.
Across the river in the
I
storm,
give-
we know.
I give what we know out of
Okay.
character. In character, I couldn't remember,
Yeah.
but my character has the good memory feat. So
Mhm. Right.
Okay.
Well, I'll come find you before I mean, that's,
definitely, and if we haven't heard from you before, whatever arrangements are done for us, we'll come and let you know too. So you're not trying to find us with us not
And
here.
she looks between you and Cass and goes, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Like, I've got an aunt in Thornbury, but I don't know. I mean, I really could set up. I could get a new beginning anywhere with this.
Um,
What do you
when
Best place to do is Goldwood.
I tended the fields outside the city.
we saw farms outside Dolford, didn't we?
Yeah, there were tons of farms outside Goldwood or Southwest Time.
You can go
Yep.
to Dolfwood. There's a lot of little farms. There's also this tiny little town further south called Southwest Time, and it's a lot of good folk down there. It's a small community.
So further south.
Yeah. But Dolfwood is a nice town if you're used to. It's not as big as Colthwaite, nowhere near. And it's absolutely nowhere near the size of Wyndon, but it's a nice city.
You see her look towards Wyndon, Wyndon proper. That might be nice. I didn't like going into Colthwaite itself and something smaller.
Well, Dolfwood is, she looks around, kind of like out here, only walled.
And some farms outside and outside the walls.
Yeah. Where were you from before Colthwaite?
I was born in Colthwaite. Well, in farms outside Colthwaite's walls, but
Okay, and just moved in to the. Yeah, try Dolford or Southwest Time. Both are very good people there. We've been through both on our travels, and it doesn't hurt to start new in some place. Some of our other people from Tarnstead did the same thing.
do you know how to get there? I know if I wanted to go to Dornbury, I'd have to sail to Autumnfoft or go overland.
Can you flip the map back?
I can flip the map back.
Or you could just say that you give as best directions as you can.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You could
Okay.
say that.
Yeah. You tell her that the best way to go is to sail down to Roadvale and take the river to Dolfwood. Oh, thank you both, and please give my thanks to all of them again, especially the little one, Gifton.
We will. We will. And we will see you again soon, hopefully.
She smiles and nods and goes, I won't leave without saying a word to you all.
Okay. As Gifton said, blessings upon you.
Ilan's blessings on you all as well. And Adam sort of gives you a hearty wave. Cass goes, you keep being fast, okay? And
Always.
before we go, can we do that again?
Only if your mom says okay.
Are there speed limits in town?
That's a good
We're
question.
about to find out.
And
Say that's actually the character comment.
and she looks exacerbated a bit before nodding, going, "Okay, when we're gonna go, you can run with her one more time." And you just see him sort of like grasp his fist together and just do that little yes.
Everything I want, speed. Adam is your little fan.
Oh, what was Flash's sidekick?
Flash.
Oh,
Did he have a sidekick in the comics?
oh, yes,
Flash.
Kid Flash.
Yeah.
Who became the
Kid
Flash?
Kid
Come
Flash.
find us, guys.
And she smiles and gives you a little nod, a little farewell bow of the head.
Give her a bow back and
Make your way
guess
back
we
into
should
the
go
city.
find them.
Okay. You guys can get yourselves back into the city, and you can actually catch up a little faster than the wagons traveling through the city. You got to be so because people on the streets. However, this is a little easier here because unlike most cities you've been in, there does seem to be a distinction between sidewalk and pavement. It's not, it's not the modern day contrivance of it, but there is a clear difference in the textiles. You got that sort of fake paving for the road itself, and then there's a different color and patterning along the sides.
Look at that, Care.
Wow. Wait. So you gotta walk like.
Yeah.
What if you want to cross the road? Are they supposed to be doing that? He says, pointing at someone that's actually going across from one side to the other.
Oh, it
Affirmative.
would take forever.
Huh. Huh. And as you start to near the bridge, Cass and Carrick will actually catch up with you. You gotta speed a bit, but you guys can catch up.
Hey, Carrick, hop up here and take over on the driving. Boss Haas doesn't like RG.
You told me he just doesn't. He likes when I ride, not when I'm trying to command the thing, and that's what he said.
I'm
Boss
not gonna
Haas is
find.
not conducive to this arrangement, is what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna know how you know what he said, but sure.
There was a large amount of neighing.
I spoke to him in a language he understands. Also, I promised all the horses 2 apples and a sugar cube.
Gonna look at her and not sure what the horses can
Each.
understand.
Each.
So I'm gonna speak in
Each.
Sylvan, going is he as angry as he seems?
I'm going to just nod at you.
Okay.
More.
Hopping up and grabbing
Not
the
incredible, but
rein.
more.
Hopping up and grabbing the reins.
Okay.
Boss Haas is basically an "I'll have you" sort of personality.
You hop back up and you see Hoss toss his head about for a moment, as if like this is how it's supposed to be.
Wow.
And you carry on into the city. As you cross over the river, you can actually see small boats going up and down it, some carrying cargo. They seem to be flat and low to the river itself, wide barges.
Okay, like the flat bottoms.
Yep. And some just carrying people along. And the bridge itself goes pretty damn high. It arches up, And you come on over, and there's a momentary lurch as the wagon presses against the harnessing of the horses. It's not enough to run them over or unsettle them.
Please don't run over her horses.
And
There's one of them we probably could.
and you continue on, and
I'm making the dinner.
you can see as you come around a slight bend, what looks to be a large market square opening up ahead.
Did anyone catch directions more than just across the river, by the way?
This is by one of the big squares.
Yeah.
By one of these
Ask
squares
somewhere up here.
approaching. Yes.
What was the place called again?
The Hydra and the Hound. Hydra
Cass
and
is
the Hound.
actually going to walk over to one of the market stalls.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Yes, miss.
Can you tell us where the Hydra and the Hound is?
Oh, yeah. You go into the market. As you go through the market, take your left, turning towards what do you call it? The bathhouse.
Oh man, a
Yeah.
bathhouse!
Cass kind of goes, bathhouse?
Yeah.
What's the person selling?
They are selling apples.
We need apples. This is ordained. Get those apples.
Cass,
Like hilarious.
Cass looks, can I get a dozen apples?
Yeah, sure, miss. It'll be 6 copper.
Yeah. Cass is going to dig into her pouch and goes, I only have a silver. But
Oh, I've got
thank you."
change. Yeah. And he rummages in his own coin purse and gives you 4 copper back.
Thank you.
You have a nice day, miss. Here. And he actually steps out from behind his stall briefly, and he actually gives you a better point where he means.
Oh, thank you. So we do appreciate that.
No worries. You come back now if you want some more.
She looks over at the quad of horses on the front. Yeah, we'll probably be back.
He grins a bit and goes, "Yeah, you buy enough and I'll cut you a deal, all right?"
Thank you. And she waves and walks over. And she goes, down that way to the left by the bath, near the bathhouses.
Let's go.
And
And she's going to put the big old pile of apples on the seat.
okay, you come around this corner, and immediately you can see a building out here. Does seem to have a sign in front of it of a what looks to be a black hound viciously sort of trying to stand its ground against a large hydra.
Fitting name.
There.
There you go.
Okay. Oh,
And you can only assume that the bathhouse must be around the corner.
let's might as well start there and get the.
Yeah, let's
Good
get
for you.
settled. Maybe we can get a bath.
Right beside it, rather large set of stables.
Oh, that works.
Let's check in with the stables first.
Yeah, let's get this all settled so we can take care of ourselves.
Okay, you put it into the stables, and you can see there's a few horses in here already, but there are some empty stalls. There's space for a few wagons, and there seems to be a guessing by the height and build, a dwarf snoozing in the chair. Although he has a hat on pulled down over his face right now.
Hello.
Hello, miss. Sorry. And he quickly sort of gets out of his chair. And goes, you need space?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Oh, no, that's. And he seems to be staring at Hoss, who is
He is a very temperamental creature. Be careful.
He's
Right.
an asshole is what he is.
good. Thanks for the heads up. I'll know how to handle assholes. Right. How long are you staying?
We're not sure yet. At least 2 days.
It's 2 days. All right. If you want stay ring for 2 days, that'll be a silver piece.
Silver apiece.
Uh huh.
And how much for the wagon?
Oh, it's including the wagon.
Oh, so a silver a piece or a silver piece?
Oh, a silver piece.
Silver piece.
Okay.
Or just gonna flick out a silver.
And-
I'm gonna flick out another silver and go extra goodies for them, please.
And he nods his head at you, tipping his hat a bit as if, yep, I got it. And
Especially I'll point at Klopp. He's the very good one, and the he and we've got apples for them. Do you have any sugar cubes?
oh, I can get some sugar cubes from Liam for him for that price. Don't worry.
All right,
Don't you worry.
yeah, one each.
And he nods, and he actually takes the lead reins. And
Yep.
all right, well, you leave.
Archie's also gonna call. It's like, if you make the asshole understand his lot in life better, I'll give you 5 gold.
Got it, miss. All right.
Okay.
Reckon until he shapes up his name's asshole from now on.
Right, so he will take the horses in the wagon. You're all able to get off. Those of
Alright,
you that
let's
are
get
on
the,
it, aka Carrick.
We're probably gonna have to leave a lot of the raw material
I mean,
because that's filled up the wagon, especially the wood. But we should take the bags of holding with the treasure with us. And
Fine.
I would like to take the cloth, but if we can't take it, that's fine.
The clock could probably fit someone's building.
Yeah,
Like that or one of the Haversack.
yeah,
I'm probably gonna have room in mine.
yeah. Well, I'm figuring we had to kind of fill up everything just to get what we were gonna do. But yeah, but we should pick all the treasure items, put those in. We'll put it in the community bag of holding, and
Okay.
then we're gonna do all the cloth in somebody's bag.
Okie dokie. Right, you're able to get that arranged, and you've got to open up the photo to do this. And
Yeah.
he quirks his eyebrow a little bit at the sight and goes, "Oh, you training caravan?
Yeah.
Right,
Amongst other stuff.
I'll make sure to keep an eye."
We
Thanks.
appreciate it.
sir.
Are there any tailor shops in town that take in foreign workers?
Oh, the tailor shops in town. Just down the street there's a couple.
Oh, okay.
You find them all over the city.
What's I'm gonna-
He seems amused by the idea of a tailor shop.
There's
We're from,
probably like 50 plus tailor shops here.
Cass is actually going to go, sir,
Hmm?
there's supposed to be standing
Those
stones
are
in this
the,
area. Do you by chance happen
more
to know where
towers.
they might be?
Oh yeah, the Stone Garden. Yeah, if you leave by one of the north eastern gates, there's a couple of hours out of the city. Hard to
Thank you.
miss. They're right beside one of the roads. If you go for the furthest northeastern, the gate on the right side of the keep.
Cass is looking at her hand. Right side. Okay.
To go past the palace, take the northern road leading directly from it.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
No
We're gonna
problem.
try and stay at the inn next door. I think if they have room.
Right, tell my brother I said hello.
Oh, okay. What's your brother's name?
Oh, oh shit, that's the one I don't have.
What's your name?
Hang on a second. Fucking, I have the wife's name.
I told you.
away.
I told you all week you needed a tavern owner name. And
I have the
here we go.
tavern owner name. His brother doesn't own the tavern, his wife does.
Wonderful.
You did that to yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of short. Well, it might say you got a last name. You just have to make up a first name. As long as you don't make it Albrecht again, we're okay.
I'm Bros Mac, my brother's Yolgrim.
Mac and Mulgrim?
Oh, Bros Mac. You can call me Mac if you want. And Yolgrim.
Brosmac and Mulgrim?
Can you type the?
Yo,
Yeah, 'cause-
No.
I'm sorry, everyone
No.
keeps talking every time you're saying Ali, so I really haven't been catching it.
Here you go.
Yeah, Brosmac. Okay.
Mac the knife, they call me.
And which one's which?
back tonight.
I'm Bros Mac.
Brosmac's the stable.
Okay, so Brospack is the.
Yelgrim's the stable, or is the inn guy. So okay, thank you.
No worries. And right, you're all able to head on into the inn. As you come on in, it's packed. There is in fact music playing in here, as there seems to be a little bit of a not quite a stage, but a sequestered area in the corner where there is a bard on a lute and an accompanying person seems dedicated to singing.
Talents like that.
Yeah, I know, right? And they're just playing a soft tune. And yeah, there's a couple of free tables if you want to sit down, and you can see at the bar a female dwarf seems to be there. She's got brown hair, done up in sort of very elaborate braids that keep what would otherwise be long hair very close to her head. She's quite freckled, seems to be fairly young for a dwarf. And she's just chattering away with a patron.
All right, I'm gonna fly over there with Dingus.
Well, go on there, Cat. Work your magic. You do.
And as you flap on over,
Kind of beat me up to it, but
she seems a little surprised.
Sorry.
She seems
That's fine.
she seems a little surprised to see us. There's no apologies needed. You know, you guys can do what you want. She seems a little surprised to see a pseudo dragon, but not entirely perturbed. As you flap on over, and you see her squint a bit, and goes, you one of the ones from the Tinker Shop?
No, the Tinker Shop.
Yeah, up near the palace.
Oh, that's great. No, we're from South. Just got in town. You have room at the inn?
Yeah. I could fit you anywhere, my dear, but
Don't. Fresh. No. She motions over her shoulder at her friends. We got a centaur and a couple others. There's about 6 of us total.
Oh yeah. Centaur. I imagine you want one of the bottom rooms, then, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fine. She's not good with stairs.
I'm afraid it's gonna have to be a single flight, but don't worry, our stairs are nice and sturdy. And
Carrick, come here. Oh, all right. Is your name Yelgrim?
No, that's my husband.
Sorry, we just met
brother.
Brosmac.
And she actually sort of holds out her hand to you, Gifton, as if
Yeah,
not even giving mind to the size difference.
Yeah, I'll just I'll reach out and grab a and try to shake.
I'm Sigurd. Hope the lazy Thou didn't give you too much trouble out there.
Oh no, he's great.
Yeah, you'll get to know him.
Family, right?
Yeah, no kidding. How many nights do you stay in, love?
At least 2 nights.
Two
We'll
nights?
figure out more from there.
All right, 2
Yep.
nights for.
She's gonna motion at the group,
Okay.
and then we've got 2 pseudo dragons and a little bleep puppy, and I guess the rust monster.
And another
Some pets.
She raises her eyebrow a bit and goes, "Well, are they familiars or something? You got some casters here?"
I am going to raise a hand and make some snow.
Some stone.
I do divine healing, or I do healing.
All right
and
then.
stuff.
Well, you keep him under control, and they're more than welcome. All right then. A second.
We will keep them calm and under control.
Uh-huh. 1 second.
And I will reach into my purse because I seem to always be the person that has the party funds. So I am going to straight give the woman 3 gold pieces for our stay, so Allie doesn't have to calculate.
No, don't worry, Ali's looking this up. Okay. All right. That's 2 gold pieces each a day.
Each per day?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's
let me see
including
this.
meals.
All right, so that's 2 gold pieces each. There's me and Care.
Do you indicate care at all?
7, 14.
Because she's having
Yeah,
a hard time seeing care.
I'm indicating Care.
I'll tell you what, love. You and your friend, same price.
My husband.
You your husband. Oh well. There's 2 gold pieces just for the pair of you. Don't worry.
All right. Yeah. So then 6. So I will take 12 gold pieces. I'll take 13 gold pieces out and pay that. So
You
out
see,
of the party funds.
you see her give a chomp on a couple of the gold pieces before nodding, tucking them away in her blouse. All right. Let me get you your keys.
While this is all going on, I'm also peeking and seeing how, like, staff and everything's going on here.
Staff, you see a couple of dwarves serving right now, out and about, and there does seem to be some noise as if dwarven voices from what you assume is a kitchen.
Okay, so is it busy? I don't actually know what time we showed up.
This is about dinner time, so it is busy. They do seem to be serving meals,
Are they,
but it's not the
just
hustle
up?
bustle, people barging into each other, bar style. It's
Okay,
people sitting down and eating.
no problem, but they seem keeping up
Oh yes,
with the food. Okay,
right, and she
Carrick, you can handle the keys, right?
yes, I can handle the keys.
and she comes back from a wall with 3 keys, which he pops down. Right, just up the stairs, down the hallway, 3 rooms at the back.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you. By the way, I'm Gifton. This is my husband, Care. That is Carrick. That is
Nice to meet
Cassiopeia Steelshod. That is. She looks like she pauses for a second. RG. That is Corvus Adderlass. And that is Telde. We're the Tarnstead Trading Company.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you all. So get but you're going to be having dinner?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Right. Tonight we have some braised partridge with coriander, dried peach. Comes with, we could do a glass of rum or a glass of brandy. We got some cider. There's baked pheasant, coriander again, and served up with a mulberry tart. Or those of you that don't like your bird, we got some baked trout with poached eggs.
I feel like
Carefully
somebody...
couple Dingus's head as I hear it.
I'll have the
head starts
trout.
bopping.
I'll have the trout with the eggs, please.
Right.
Tessa's like, I'll have the trout.
I'm not gonna have a fish.
That sounds good.
Reminds me of my failures.
Right, trout.
I'll do the pheasant, please.
Pheasant.
With a glass of cider.
Uh,
A mug of cider.
we'll share that trout, yeah. Yeah, we'll share that trout, yeah. Kaya says to you, Gifton.
I look at him and go, we're sharing the trout with the other 2 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that trout is bigger than us.
And you, mister? She says to you, Corvus.
The first one.
The partridge.
Yes.
All right, and you miss, she says to you, Archie.
I had said trout.
Ah, trout. Right, and you, sir, she says to Tilde.
Unnecessary.
So this is gonna be really bizarre to say, but he doesn't eat.
Can we have his side of eggs?
Uh,
Like, not the trout, but just the eggs.
I mean, sure. I mean, you can...
Actually, yeah. Let's order a trout for him, and I look over Archie and go clap.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, well, she'd take one extra plate for.
Take his
Right.
plate.
We'll take his plate.
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
What about drinks for you?
Cider, please.
Cider?
Brandy.
Brandy?
Water.
Oh, water. Okay. She actually looks disapproving when you say that, Cass.
Fucking druggy.
It's kind of wasted on us. We can't really get enough down to really make it. Anybody have to pour a glass.
Oh, you can appreciate the flavour though.
Share with.
I know, but I can just get a cup out of somebody else's cup. That's all right.
give
I don't want to
some
take a
dingus.
full one.
Suit yourself, miss.
I want to see what happens.
So you're all able to get your orders in and take a seat, and you're served up with some very nice food. It's not lavish, it's not amazingly spiced, but it's very comforting home food.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes with some really, really hardy bread, like really hardy bread.
You could beat somebody
Like
with
you
your
could beat
bread.
someone to death with it.
Are you saying we're getting our weapons out to cook this bread?
Dwarven battle bread.
Yeah.
So glad the dwarves.
No, please, no dwarven battle bread.
Yes.
Dwarven battle bread.
That killed that.
This bread brings a tear to my eye as I try to eat it. Poor little Gifton.
Gifted might have wanted that entire cup now.
Yeah, when he just sogged the bread in it. RG, you might want to slip that out for.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and as you're sitting down to eat, all of you give me perception checks, please.
Oh, there's gonna be bad.
Goodness.
Wow.
Oh. Oh, not bad for me.
I got above my passive.
Very nice.
I did too.
Okay.
Above my passive all night.
All right, so the 20s and over. Well, actually, the 15s and over first. One thing you do notice is there does seem to be a couple of other adventurers in here. Over in a corner, not a couple of tables over from you, you see what look to be two elven gentlemen. Pretty easily identifiable as adventurers by the fact that one has a chain shirt on, a flail on the table, and a set of javelins propped up against the wall. And
try hard.
Yep. And the other is the quintessential image of a adventuring mage: robes, hat, a staff leaned up against the wall.
Does the hat have stars on it?
It does not have stars on it, unfortunately.
Does it have
What the fuck is the
stitched
point?
buttons? It has stitched buttons, right?
No. And in fact, his robe looks very, very fine, and he even has a fur coat, a cape
he's
rather.
Hoity-toity page.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, one of those.
And those that rolled a 20 and over can actually hear them mumbling to each other. Right, so we're gonna go take a look tomorrow. Apparently some kind of shadow demon summoned outside the city, just along the river, the old ruins. And they've not posted the flyer yet, so it's always good to have contacts. Right, and that's what you hear from them mumbling.
Corvus will cock an eyebrow and RJ just shrug his shoulders.
RJ's just kind of checking.
And
You cut out there, RJ.
RJ's just going to go, that's their business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And he doesn't expect hooks to be taken, but she will drop them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're all able to eat up, and soon enough it is about time to settle in for the night. It is pretty dang late.
RG, are you okay if me and Kara go sleep in the Vardo?
If you want to.
I haven't had a good brandy in a long time.
Well,
There's
I'll
no
go
one
leave
who's like,
Kara
I'll go
next
out there
door.
with you and Archie's like, I'll go with you though, because I was going to
Alright.
take the plate out too. Clop.
Plop.
Which
What
one?
is your preference for this unit?
The
You
what?
want to use a room?
Oh,
What
for
do you-
you.
Got-
Right.
We got 3 rooms, second floor. Well,
3 rooms.
first.
It is
so.
unnecessary. What is your preference?
Tilde, I would very much appreciate it if you would share a room space with Corvus and Carrick and make sure that nothing attacks them in the middle of the night.
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Oh boy, we get a babysitter.
I just picture him standing in the corner of the room with the moon sword drawn and lit, with it directly in front of his face like a statue.
Just
Is
kind of
a
looks
night
over.
guy.
Speaking of
Right,
fucking beds.
looking
But sitting on
To
babies
acquire
is
assistance.
required.
So I guess then Cass gets a room and RG gets their own room.
They could, or they could stay together, whatever they want to do.
Then we have an extra room.
We have 3 rooms.
Then we have 3 rooms.
Do you want me and Care to stay in one of the rooms? Would that make this better?
And
You
I
can have
just
the
wanna
whole
like-
room to explore.
Fine. All right. Me and Kara are staying, and sweetie, we are getting a honeymoon suite for the first time. We're on our honeymoon. I don't even know what this means, but there's an entire bed in there for us.
A big bed?
Drop
Eh,
a,
a
A
drop
big
it.
bed.
I mean,
For the definition of a honeymoon,
So there's a brief moment where Gifton looks like she's annoyed about this prospect, and then like a smile starts on the side of her face, and then she starts to giggle. She grabs Kara's hand, and they take running off for one of the rooms.
She has that moment of just like in her head going, wait a fucking minute. Full bed.
So you guys hop off the table and actually
Where's
take off
Dingus?
running, clambering up the stairs, and you
At
see.
bottom floor, you said.
No. I said.
no, we have to go up one flight.
I said. She,
Oh, one,
yeah.
one
Yeah.
flight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're running upstairs.
Do you want to climb it, or are you going to take the dragons?
No, we're running.
Alright.
This is fun.
Right, yeah. So you see Dazzle instantly pop her head up from where she was delicately eating trout, and Dingus still seems to have his head buried in a poached egg, unnoticing. Which Dazzle's keeping her distance right now from Dingus.
Messy
I mean,
here.
he is kind of AOE eater, so
And you hear her let out a little bep and start walking towards the edge of the table.
No, the lovebirds are going off.
At the moment you talk to her, Corvus, that tail flashes up, the stinger waving.
Oh my god.
She
Oh, you're
remembers.
just
You're gonna-
here you go.
You're going to poke me again, are you, my dear? Oh, alright, that's cute.
Maybe you shouldn't give up your antitoxin.
RG
medical
just-
assistance could be provided if
I
necessary.
am very proficient at providing the medical assistance to myself, thank you.
Meanwhile,
Look,
Gifton and Care have managed to make it up the first step.
Dinga, Gifton, Care, what do you want us to do with Dazzle and Dingus?
They can stay
Whatever
with
they
you.
want.
Yep.
It's fine. Yep.
Eggs, get them
Okay.
food.
Why
I've
did
got-
they get these steps so high?
I've
Look,
got
handhold here.
I've got the key. I'll let
Shut
them
it.
in later.
RG just kind of looks like, Dazzle, do you need a hand down? Do you want a hand down? Do you want to be left alone?
Dazzle peers down over the edge, looks over towards Care's going, glances at Dingus, and then just gives you a sort of confused bep. Archie.
RG will just hold out an arm so she can climb onto it.
She comes over and sniffs you cautiously.
She's
Careful,
waiting
she's
patiently.
gonna poke you.
She glances
No,
back towards
she'll
Care,
poke you.
and then she's actually just going to move back over to her trout and resume eating.
Okay.
All I did was
And-
try to assist her in getting into a boat.
All right,
And
so
then
for
she
the rest of my
goes and
downtime, we're
stabs
running up
me.
those stairs.
Yep.
Do you
Yeah.
two want assistance going up there?
RG's picking up the other plate and going out the clop.
Okay, fine. Tell Day, come over here and help me and Kara get up the stairs.
Affirmative. It will move at full speed to the stairs.
All I can picture is him actually just going in a straight line, fucking, Oblivion Skyrim style, pushing furniture aside, just walking.
Yes,
mhm.
affirmative.
Direct route acquired.
Alright, okay. You can help him upstairs, and RG, you take the plate out to Clop and you feed him, and you get a very strange look from the stable hand Your horse eats meat.
He's a really weird horse.
I'll say.
He's a good horse, but he's a very weird horse.
Yeah.
Best
Buddy,
horse we'll
and she
ever
just
have.
scratching behind the ear.
He's well behaved. Practically got himself into the stall.
Oh yeah, he's incredible. Like he's fantastic.
And you're all being.
And she's it's like, and speaking of, how's the asshole been?
He tried to kick me. I gave him a good wallop.
Good.
Don't think he's
Just,
learned
like,
anything
on
from
the
it.
wallop thing. He's a bit of an idiot.
And you're all basically able to settle in for your night's activities, whatever they may be.
I will
A wee
stand
moe, a wee moe.
literally a foot from the door, staring at the door.
Cool.
At Gifted's door.
Yep.
No,
Oh,
No, if I
Oh,
put him on
I
you
was
and
going
Corvus.
to be in the room that you and Corvus will be sharing.
Ah.
So I will be inside the room,
Guarding
a
the
foot
door.
from the door, staring at the door.
All right, I would
Um,
like to point out something very unfortunate.
Mhm.
Carrick, as a result of having blind sense, you know entirely too much what's going on in the room
Nope,
next
10
to you.
feet. 10 feet.
We could be on the wall right next to you.
We made sure that you're the one that's on the furthest away.
Carrick, you might want to take the bed away from the wall, from the hallway wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I may be dragging the bed away from the wall. I'm
Corvus,
also putting
Corvus, I
on
need
the
to swap.
scarf.
You
I'm
put,
also putting on the scarf.
you're putting on your
to
scarf as well?
see
Okay.
Contact.
Yeah.
There is no contact. And before long, you feel sleep coming for you. You want to leave the scarf on while you sleep?
You might as well.
Sure. My brain's saying, going, part of me's worried that she should be like, is he dead?
No,
Be
she
like,
knows better.
"Carrick."
She knows what your breathing looks like.
That's a little creepy, actually.
I'm pretty
Thanks,
sure she
Gibson.
scried you a lot. So yeah.
Oh
Right.
my.
Okay. You all settle in for the night, forcibly DM saying go to bed.
Mhm.
And day breaks. Everyone roll.
Everyone
Say,
dies.
yep. Traditional joke.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're awakened by a few bells going off in the city. Seems various different churches have their own little ringing.
Fire some more bells.
Not as early as the ones in Colthwaite, thankfully.
To mark
I-
time.
I will go
We've
wait
probably
in
been
the.
downstairs for a while.
I'll go wait downstairs, everybody, and do the morning song. Oh, I did good again.
You did.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
that's
Ten.
11 hit points.
10
Yeah,
round down.
10. Yeah, round down. 10. That's not bad.
Mhm.
And gradually you're able to make your way downstairs as you awaken. You get Gifton's lovely song of healing, which you hear the now awakened barkeep sort of clapping from behind the bar briefly. It's good performance. Have you you a bard?
No, I'm a tailor.
When she does that, did it inspire Telday to play again?
It's up to Telday.
If I was not asked to, I am not performing at this time.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I'm not asking him more.
Well, that's gonna have any more. Screw him.
Alright.
I didn't get advantage, so no.
RG will actually point out saying, it's like, I mean, she can sing and he can play a weird thing.
Oh, he's way better than me.
You're good too. Get yourself down.
You're all better.
Oh, you've done so much better. You should have heard him the last time he played. It was beautiful.
I'll be right back.
Me finally figured out the viola.
So should we go see this guy this morning?
What guy was singing?
The
The
general,
general.
Oh.
man? Then
We
we
should
get
probably
back,
get that
we'll
over with.
sell some stuff and see if there's any movement on our boat.
I should.
Who is our contact with the Capes?
I look at RG.
They just said head to the building for them. They didn't give us a name.
They didn't
assuming
give
we
us a
can find out
building.
if-
They said they'd contact us when we.
Yeah. Hydra actually thinks of it. Oh, I haven't got anything on the sending stone yet, so
Yeah.
I
So
guess
we
I'm
have,
holding
we
banner
have-
on that.
Should you maybe contact them to say that we arrived in Finland? Just so they are aware.
That's a fair point.
Idea.
Archie will actually step away from the group and just send a quick. We've arrived in Winden. We arrived last night, stayed an evening, and we have a meeting. Then,
I want to say they were at this inn.
yeah, at Dog and Hydra.
Hound.
Hound.
Hound and Hydra. I suppose.
Hail Hydra.
Hell, Hydra.
After a shorter time, you'll have we'll have a runner come for you by midday or evening. Yeah, evening. God, that's a waste of so many words.
I like to think that he said that's a waste of so many words.
Yeah.
That's what
And there's
says.
a,
Oh, jeez, I didn't get on.
oh curses, and the message ends.
And I like to think you
glory
catch
of
like a
sending
little
stone.
cut off of Lucian laughing in the background.
After we talk to the general, I could probably work on some of those stones before we.
Yeah, we might want to like get a couple things done, and I'm gonna start fitting you for a new dress, RG.
Okay, I need to find a mage in town.
Yeah. Well, let's go
Put this over with first.
across
If-
the other side of Cuthwaite.
If meeting
I'm
the
back.
general, you may wish to be dressed in formal attire.
Really?
But
Perhaps
uh,
it may
over
be
the night.
appropriate.
I'm going
Probably
to
just a bit nicer
change-
than normal.
I'm gonna change my outfit over to the really pretty dress that I made for the Capet daughter, off with my glamour and armor. So it's gonna look like this for the rest of the day. I am adorable and covered in ribbons.
What's going on? I had to step away.
We're dressing up to go to the go see this general.
I'm
Did
gonna
we get
go.
Then we
summoned?
should probably dress.
Yeah, we got
Well,
some.
we were
got some at
told
the gate.
yesterday that we had to go there as soon as we could.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to drag Gifton to go to the stones to get that done as soon as possible.
Not
We
that
can-
option right now.
why don't we do that after? Because I mean, it's gonna be a couple hours out of town and a couple hours back, right?
And you were asked to come in the morning.
Yeah, we were supposed to come in the morning, so
This
let's do this first.
has a bit of more precedence to it, Cass. It was
got
a
somebody actually
direction
waiting
from
for
the
us.
god.
Yeah. I guess everybody change into your best clothes, and
Yeah,
you
about
can go put
that.
the dress on.
I am not putting the dress on again.
Oh, why not?
This unit could apply makeup
Why don't you
again.
just put on that
No.
nice
Fix
outfit I
the
made
issue,
you?
but
I
it
made
would
you a whole
improve.
bunch of nice outfits. I'm sure. one
Oh
of them
yeah,
is
there is
good
the
enough.
second one that you.
Yeah,
made.
just
Or-
just put that on.
Okay.
So we'll all put on our nice outfits because I made you guys some really nice outfits during your last downtime. So everyone should have a nice outfit.
Yep.
Mhm.
I have all these.
Mm-hmm.
I have the first one you made.
So
You
you're
have the first one and a second one because I
Well,
made
the second one's the gentleman style.
you can dress how you want.
so you'll get dressed
We
up. The barkeep actually informs you that there is a little washroom at the end of the hallway. If you want to use that to freshen up a bit.
Yeah, I'll. Hey, Carrot, can you like warm some water in a cup for us really quick? And me and Carol take a quick bath.
I'm gonna prestidigitation up a cup.
And me and Carol get washed up real good.
Worm for the
And then
brownies.
dirty and then washed again.
Yes. Just gotta wash that all off now. All right, and then we'll be ready to go.
Right. Okay. So you'll
Her actually tied back in the low ponytail because her hair's getting long enough it actually needs to be.
okay. So you'll head on out. You will be directed by some. If you ask anybody, they'll direct you towards the keep on the north side of town. And you start heading down main streets. You pass a couple of what look like to be market squares, lots of stalls and pavilions set up. As you're walking along past buildings, you can see there are a lot of shops. Some seem to be very high class, some a bit more common, and not in a particularly. It doesn't seem to be, hey, here is the fancy district or anything. They are just scattered. Some streets somewhat nicer than others, but it doesn't seem to be the organised stuff you've seen in, say, Dolwood. But soon enough, you start to approach the wall. Seems to be inner walls separating the military complex from the rest of the town. Large gates seem to be very solid wood and steel reinforcements, currently closed as you approach, but there are a few guards on station outside. And as you come up, one of them sort of holds their hands out as to halt, and two of them step forward towards you. Notably, they are holding rifles, not the usual sword and shield accompaniment of town guards. These are military men.
Are you just going to go? We're the Tarnstead Trading Company. We're told we had to meet the general today.
Oh, yeah, okay, we've been expecting you. And he looks you all over. Have you all brought out your equipment with you?
Yeah.
Nope.
I've got my bow put away.
Put what's sung on your back, or?
I've got it probably slung on my back. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't have brought I wouldn't have my sword out. My sword's put in the bag, in a sheath.
My gauntlets are tied on my back, so like literally back of the waist.
All right.
Yeah, I'd have everything off. So.
If you follow me briefly, we'll have to take your weapons from you. It's standard procedure. Security here. Mm. And he knocks on the door, and basically a smaller door set into the gating opens up, and you are ushered through. And it does seem to be another set of gates in front of you, but it's like you could fit a few wagons in between them here. And there seems to be a station within inside set into the wall, and he motions you over into a room inside here.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Corvus would not give up his cane.
Okay. Yeah. So you want to try and not have this.
But it's a cane.
Yes. I'm well aware of its properties and how easily hidden it is.
Yeah.
So you're not giving it up.
No, I'm not bringing it up. It's just using it as a walking cane.
Okay. And he motions you all into this room, and it does seem to be a storage room with steel chests and lockers and such. But okay, if you hold deposit your items in here, and he opens up a long locker that's set on the floor.
Do I really have to give up my bow?
I'm afraid everyone has to give up their weapons, miss.
Archer will calmly untie the gauntlets from her back and put them in.
Okay.
If this is required, one moment.
I'm gonna ride over close and then like gently try to slide my bow down the side as it drops in.
And he actually puts up a hand to stop you, Telday, and goes, "Military personnel, you're permitted."
Acceptable.
Salutes. I'm gonna draw the daggers out of my sleeves and out of the thing because he doesn't think about those until people start pulling weapons. He's gonna put them down.
Cass is going to quirk an eyebrow. So we're still required to give up our weapons despite the fact we were given authorization to carry them?
We ain't authorized to carry them into a military complex.
Within the city limits, yes, as she said.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm going to reach in my bag of holding and I'll pull out my sword voluntarily and put that in there as well.
And Care will pull out his own sword, just a little tink as it goes in.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna lose it, right? Because like some of the cities are really not good about watching little weapons.
Don't you worry, miss. They will not leave here.
Corvus will unfasten his crossbow and take out his 3 daggers.
Yeah. Right. So before we go on, I should ask: is anyone not putting something in there?
Now, are they having us put it into the locker?
No, they're letting you put stuff in right now.
It's very leading phrasing.
Cass is going to take Tempest off. She's going to pointedly look at the guard. Whatever you do, do not touch this.
Enchanted weapon?
Sentient weapon.
Right, won't touch it then. Good to know. Thank you for the heads up, but we won't be touching any of your things. Don't you worry.
She'll blast you through a wall if you touch her.
Got it.
I mean, last person
And
was done.
I'm just
Make
gonna-
sure you tell her we're coming back for her. Don't leave her hanging.
I was going to do that. Thank you.
She gets
And,
I can
and
hear a
everybody-
wilder mine.
What's that?
I can hear a wilder mine.
Okay. So yeah.
If you leave
we
me,
have to
I
do
will
it.
find you.
I can contest to this. It is
You
can't
not
hear
your-
that.
You can't
Hear
hear
the
it. It doesn't
sword.
talk out loud.
Yeah,
The sword
that's true.
doesn't talk to us. It talks to her.
I'm not taking the ring off.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
It's not an actual
if
weapon,
anyone
but-
puts their hands on you, let me know, and I will blast them.
Their throat will be slit the moment they have come to you.
And she's going to put the sword down and try to put it in a comfortable spot.
Okay. So,
all spots covered.
So once again, any hidden daggers? Any
Nope, I pulled all 3 of my hidden ones out. So
Okay. RG Corvus. Well,
Corvus,
Corvus, I know
sorry.
that it's the
Rummage
stick.
to double
No,
check in her
Corvus.
waistband where she normally has the whip dagger and go, nope, didn't bring him this time.
oh,
Give a thumbs up.
I am going to pull out my paperwork though.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Corvus did relinquish the hidden crossbow.
Okay, cool.
But keeping the cane.
But keeping the- yeah.
He will look at your paperwork and he will nod briefly at you and thank you for showing me this and just hand it back to you. Right, this way.
Put it back away.
And he actually locks up the locker and looks like a nice lock. Very nice indeed. And he leads you out of the room and towards the inner gates. As you approach the inner gates, a couple of other guards approach you and they actually start to frisk you down. Cass, you get touched over first. Not too hard. You don't exactly have a lot of hidden clothing as such, you know.
Well, she does have her dress on with her armor on top.
Okay, so they touch over that and they look a little perplexed by the combination, but
She likes to be safe but brave.
yeah, and they're not delicate about this either. They do give you a proper search, which feels a little inappropriate at times, but they seem to be impassive about it. And then they move on to you, Carrick. You get felt over. They don't take any notice of the ring because it's a ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They look a little perplexed by Karen Gifton.
Actually, I have a
We
question.
look a little perplexed at them.
Do they react to the wings at all? They are in the cloak form, but
Well, they will try to move this aside. So do you let them move your wings?
yes.
You hear one let out a little, jeez, under their breath, but other than that, they don't comment on it.
Okay.
Just fucking.
Gifton and Care, you get very delicately felt between fingers, little fingers sort of prodding a bit,
Just
which
imagine
feels
the
like a bit of rough handling for you. You know,
Between finger and
you
thumb. Just,
hear one of the guards sort of mumble, "Sorry."
Is there anything I can do to help?
Not unless you're comfortable stripping, ma'am. Care shakes his head.
No.
You safe, go on, and they just sort of rush you past them. RG, you get the same treatment, and then passed on. Corvus. One of them starts to fill you up, and another actually motions for your cane. Because guess what's pretty common amongst nobility?
Cane swords, yeah.
And do you hand it over?
Give him the tip, or pull it up in his hand,
Oh, you're
slide it forward.
you're
breaking up something fierce. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll pull it up and
Corvus?
Maybe we should swap server because he breaks sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
You're broken.
Server settings.
hello.
Change
Calm
to
down.
east. Right, let's give that a shot.
Try now.
Give us a sentence,
Come on.
Corvus.
Marcus.
It is
There
still
you go.
giving me a red bar.
Although you
You're
sound
fine
better.
No, it's going green. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Now it's red again.
But you hand over the.
He will present it up, giving
So one starts to pat you down and doesn't find anything illicit, whereas the other looks over the cane, gives the handle a twist, and then there's the shink as he sides the blade out. And you hear a sort of fairly unamused sigh behind you of the man that was escorting you. Forgot something, sir?
I do needed to walk as well, but
Telde can help you for now, maybe.
No, we will just be keeping this part. Here's your stick back.
still use it.
Yeah. And the casing is handed back to you as the guard who had escorted you takes the blade back into the locker room.
They did need a roll in investigation versus my sleight of hand, but okay.
Don't worry, Ali took care of that.
Oh, I.
Mm-hmm.
They also pointedly took it out of your hand.
Yeah.
There's no your sleight of hand involved there anymore. They just investigated.
Yeah.
This is why I held the guard held his hand out for the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just looked it over. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there any more?
Right, and everyone gets checked over, and they stand aside, and one moves to the sort of latches of the door as the guard, who now put away Corvus' sword, returns, and that's right. That's it. Let me take you on in.
Fantastic.
And you are led into the main complex. There's 3 separate buildings in here. One very large in the center, and 2 sort of flanking off to the sides. Very robustly built, they look like. Very practical. About 6 stories for the side ones, and about 8 stories for the middle one.
Gifton looks like she's just feeling sick.
Yeah. And you can see guards doing drills. You even hear the occasional round of gunfire from somewhere around the back of these buildings, but nobody seems particularly alarmed by it in here.
Gifton does.
Yeah. And he leads you on in, and he leads you.
Gifton's starting to look a lot more like a scared animal right now.
Gifton, do you want a ride?
No.
You sure?
No.
You get reassuring visions in your head, Gifton from Dingus, who just does protect. Okay, protect. Okay.
Pat Dingus.
And you are led inside, and you see the guard go up and dress, and it's quite nice in here. Like the wooden floors are very smoothly polished. There are some fine banisters leading up to extra levels. Plenty of rooms, but it seems to be a big sort of open central area here. And he leads you up to a desk and just leans over and starts talking with the person behind it. And soon enough, he motions you all to take a seat. And there are some nicer wooden benches and such in here.
Gifton will sit on Dingus.
I think what you're already sitting on, Dingus.
I know. Basically, that's my seat.
Where's Dingus sitting?
On the floor, probably.
And Corvus, you spent time in the military barracks. This seems to be a far cry from it. You can see people wandering around with paperwork and so on, and every now and then you see some fairly high rank marks on uniforms.
This is like Central Command.
Mm-hmm. And eventually, someone comes down for you, and you are led upstairs a couple of flights. Seems to be a young lieutenant who just gives you
Even bigger?
this building, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, goes up 8 stories.
Gifton just falls quiet.
That is, well, it's a citadel. It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Argyle doesn't go. That's a very big building.
Yes, especially for the period.
Yeah.
Especially for people who grew up in like
Gifton,
2-story
Yes.
tops.
Gifton, you should go to the airship morning towers.
Oh yes,
No.
you get quite a few from there.
No.
I was saying that out of character, but
And
No.
you are led some hallways, some very lavishly carpeted hallways, and there are actually busts lining this hallway. paintings on walls, seemingly to depict great conflict and such. Before at the end, he knocks on the door and goes, General, your guests, and you'll hear a familiar voice say, enter, as the door is opened up. And behind the desk, you see a familiar face smiling as he beckons you in, standing up, of Raziel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
RG, walk in.
Sir, salutes.
Uh,
Just stands just inside the door, off to the side.
You see him check a piece of paperwork. Tell Day, was it?
Affirmative.
Please, relax, come in.
Oh my.
At ease, soldier.
Will cease to salute
Yeah.
and just stand
Inside.
normally.
Tell Day
Stand
suddenly
still.
doesn't know what to do with his hands.
Just reaches in his bag and starts
He's just
playing
making
hurdy
finger
gurdy.
puppets.
And does everyone filter inside?
Yes.
Cass, you coming in?
Is squeezing in.
You don't actually have to squeeze too much. The doorway's nicely built, large door, and it is a large office, very lavishly decorated. Not in a flowery or fancy sense, but there are things in here that do look expensive: weapons, paintings. But he nods at the lieutenant and closes the door behind him, and then Raziel just sort of waves his hand a bit and goes, I'm glad you all can finally join me.
Glad you're okay.
And the same as you to you all. You all fared okay, I hope.
I'm in the town's fire.
But you
Besides our
found here.
comrade.
Yeah.
I am so deeply sorry for Fowder's death. It must be hurting you all.
It is.
In many ways.
Yeah.
He was a very brave man. And he cared for that boy very deeply.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please, sit down. And he motions towards his desk where there's a couple of chairs there, but there are seats essentially, lining the room off to the sides. Please make yourself comfortable.
RG's sitting down. One of the seats right near the middle.
I'll ride Dingus underneath RG's seat.
Stand behind RG.
I'm gonna find a place. I'm just gonna sit in a random seat that's not occupied.
Don't call me daft, please, but he actually opens up a desk drawer and he motions Giffen and Dingus and Dazzle up onto the desk as he pulls out some really small furniture. A couple of little chairs, and he sets them down on his desk.
I'm gonna look over at RG, like, am I allowed?
RG look emotionally sure.
Alright, we'll ride over there.
Uh,
and we'll
Like a
sit.
nom.
Care will sit awkwardly,
Archie needs a pinky ring.
and as he's sort of gesturing people to get him seated, Cass, his eyes glance over you briefly, and give me a insight check. Which anyone else watching can as well.
Insight.
Ooh. I don't get to do this for
I have an important question, actually.
No!
Giffen, did you tell RG that Cass fired the Raziel?
I may have. I actually thought I did.
Yeah,
but-
you did.
I was checking
By the
to-
way, insight!
Like,
Motherfuckers!
Alright. Well,
good to get advantage.
everyone but Cass. Actually, Corvus hasn't rolled yet.
Corvus just staring.
Okay, you're not trying. Okay, right, everyone but Cass and Corvus. There is a momentary glimmer of wariness and distrust in his eyes as he glances at Cass. But even still, he sort of gestures for her to take a seat. Would you like a cushion or something?
I'm fine.
Right. Well, you, this is me. And he sort of opens his arms back. If you wouldn't mind, when you're around here, I'd like you to refer to me as General Russell.
I had one
Yes,
question
sir.
about that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For your god's domain, that's the best you could come up with as the trick?
Listen, after a few millennia, start to have a little fun with things. They don't know the name Raziel.
I'm surprised nobody put it together, even the ones who are aware of your name.
I mean, it's
It's
not
very
that
in your
weird.
face.
Yeah.
Cass is
I
actually
don't-
going to speak up at this point. No one would question it. He's about as normal as you can get.
I'm just a mage.
His stature, his look, everything about him just says, "Hey, I'm
Gifted just has this really
I'm a normal
confused look on
person."
her face.
Hmm.
So,
I like to think
Yeah.
I'm a little bit handsome, but yes, that is the point.
you do this
Archie
every
just kind of lifts a hand, does the middle thing, goes, "Hey, you're a little short."
Oh,
That's
that's
and she
coming
said
from
that was
you,
Cass is actually going to
Archie.
look over at Archie.
She is saying that with a grin.
that's
Oh.
He's a
gifted
little
line.
bit taller than the normal.
You wound me, and he smiles a bit at you, Archie.
I grin at RG. Yeah, he's a bit short for me.
Oh,
They say the same thing to me.
Well,
Oh,
you're
we
definitely
all-
a bit short
yeah.
for me.
I feel
Archie
like
holds out her thumb for a high five from Gifton.
Yeah, I'm gonna pat that.
I feel like there are some things I should address before we continue. And he glances at
Probably a couple.
Casa again. I don't hold what you did against you. I don't know how that must have looked, but do know that it pains me greatly to do what I did.
Cass is actually going to put the most diplomatic face on. As my mother used to say, the situation was dynamic.
That was supposed to be with advantage.
With advantage, so 30.
I was inciting what,
He
if
seems
he actually
he
does.
seems very honest.
Okay.
And Cass is just going to say the situation was dynamic.
Yeah, that is a way to put it. I couldn't let things go wrong there. I couldn't have.
Were you gonna get outed?
I was going to get outed. Yes, that's a good way to put it. And that would not just put me in jeopardy, it would put a lot of people in jeopardy. Including all of you.
I mean, that's kind of been our lives for the past 6-8 months.
I'm sorry.
And thank you for your prayers, Gifton.
I
heard any
have
of
a
them.
question, if I may.
Of course, please speak freely in here, and I mean it. He gestures at the room. No one can hear us in here.
Did you have involvement with anything to do with Saudia?
Yes,
You mind showing that?
Valdir prayed and Valdir asked, and I couldn't help him directly, but I could put him in contact with the angel that was seeing Albrecht passing. I stopped his heart, and he could have gotten up again. But he chose not to.
What did it cost him?
Nothing. Well, that's not true. If he had lived, I had a request, not a deal, a request that he would stop trying to guide you away from me. But I didn't demand of him. I didn't demand his life, I didn't demand his soul.
Thank you.
I even armed
Who's
him.
the
Mistake of my part. I wanted him to live. I wanted him to be able to defend himself, threaten her, see her away, perhaps.
That's why she was looking for you.
Because she had my blade. I misjudged the man once again.
So you're gonna have Saudia take care of Piriel?
I gave Faldir the option.
He gave Thaldir the means in order to save the kid.
Yeah.
Thaldir wouldn't have done that. He would have talked his way out of something.
He doesn't know Thaldir that well.
I once saw that man shatter a man's leg. I expected him to respond with... But my first meeting with him, I misjudged him once again, so...
He does have a
You
point there.
Saw him shatter.
The man in Dolwood.
Southwest time.
Or Southwest
Southwest
time. Southwest
Oh.
time. That was more of probably a personal.
And
Well, it was more personal than this at the point.
a little confusing perhaps because that is admittedly before I knew you, or knew of you.
How long have you been following us?
It depends how you wish to put it. I have been following you since Rick Beale made me aware of you, long after that event. But I have looked at you since, and before. He'd actually gone to the Carrick. Are you aware of some arcane arts for scrying into the past? Looking at the memories attached to objects?
I am not.
Well, such capabilities are in reach, and mine a little further.
I'm just proud he didn't do what you asked him to.
I don't know about that, because if he had done...
allowed him.
If he had done that, he might still be with us all.
No, it's his decision to make.
That was his decision, not your.
He gave him the option. Thaldir made the decision at the end of the day, and I respect that.
And
Thank you for your part in that. You gave him help when he wanted it.
He's a
You
better
gave
man.
him the means, but he did it himself.
And he is a better man than I for it. Yes.
Better person than I was.
Still, you all must know by now that I have taken a particular interest in your group.
Kind of figured, and she's gonna point a thumb at Elde.
I'm gonna point a thumb at Carrick.
I don't respond to every prayer. I don't accept every deal. But you all mean something to me and my plans, and I think it's about time that you were made aware of them. I don't want to keep operating with you all in the dark. But...
I mean, that makes my request easier.
what was that, to know what's going on?
Amongst other things, I had questions for you. Still do.
Perhaps we should start there. What would you like to know, Argy?
Argy's going to breathe in heavy and just go, the Goliaths and Tarnstead. Anytime I dealt with them, even when it was with a drunken haze, they were never that organized. Never that organized. Did you have any hand in what helped tip that towards what happened?
In a way, yes.
And she's got a much more steeled gaze at this.
In a way, yes. Not directly, mind you, and it was never my intention for that to happen. But the forces that have propelled the Goliaths, the forces that are caused all of that movement, they started with me. Frankly, it's the one question I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
The opposite of what thou did.
Well, I'll let you know if there's been a week ago I would have socked you here. And
I hope you will hear me out and give me the benefit of the doubt. What I am about to tell you, if people find out you know, if the right people find out you know, and you actually see him glance upwards at this, it could put you all in grave danger. I am giving you the option to bow out, finish your deals, and be done with me, and I will not bother you again. or you can come into my inner circle, my plans, and hopefully we can work forward to help protect your species, help protect the mortal races, help give your kind a chance against the oncoming end.
I
Shit from that.
I'm not rolling because I have a 0 in that stat.
You can
so-
still try.
It's like,
And which anyone can do an insight on that if they want to see if he's been truthful there.
I only got a 26.
I
See, look, Cash got a 21. She only got a plus 4.
She has.
And Cass
she's
doesn't
wise.
No, I'm not.
You have a 4 in it.
She's trained.
Yeah, she trained in it probably.
Yeah, I have a 0 in my wisdom.
Yes, Gifton.
Oh, okay.
Gifton's face looks like she's like in a bit of a turmoil right now.
You know what? I'm going to give Kara a roll.
I heard I saw the 5.
I'm gonna get Gifton's roll in, but I was just
Nah, I rolled the 5 earlier.
I don't think she really
Roll a
cares right now.
dingus. Roll a dingus.
It's fine.
RG and below, it's a little hard to tell. Gifton, you're pretty sure he's telling the truth, but you've always felt that way. Cassiopeia, even if you don't like him, he seems honest.
Yeah, Cass is listening to him, which is a
New
thing.
Gas, yeah.
I get the same thing at my 26.
26. Holy shit. Yeah, you are fairly certainly telling the truth.
Yeah. I hate to do this, but I think, and I look at my friends, if you're gonna ask for loyalty and us to maybe come in on your inner circle and, do whatever it is that you want us to do, we can't have any leashes.
No more
Any
leashes.
what? Oh, leash.
I hold my hand up. It's the one with the mark. Trust me?
He stares at that mark for a moment,
Damn you, Tom.
and then he looks at you, and he looks over at Cass. Will you complete what you've promised?
Do you trust me to do that?
Yes, I do.
Because I will. I'll do anything you ask. But I want everyone to know I'm doing it my choice, not because I have a mark on me. Can I have that?
And he seems to take a deep breath, as if worried about what he's putting on the line here, before he lifts his hand up, snaps his finger, and you feel a slight burning on your hand, Gifton.
Ow!
And then the mark fades.
And then I
And
look
you
over at
hear Care yelp.
Yep. Are you okay, honey?
That felt weird.
Okay. All right, I'm in.
Yes, so am I.
And I look to RG. That seemed good?
RG will sigh and go, yeah. Let's hear it. Anyone else? Any objections?
None here.
And what I will say is, I'm going to tell you things. If you wish to back out then, you will be allowed to, but I will need you to swear a geese that you will not tell anybody.
Of course.
I
Corvus
trust
looks
you
a
all
little-
immensely, but you do not understand what is at stake here, not yet.
What does he know about geese?
You know that
RG
that
was under one.
something. Yeah, RG was under one, and Gifton and RG panicked. Remember the thing with the satyrs?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
this
one
would
that was
basically be a
forcing her-
geese of if you talk, you'll probably die.
Hard backlash.
Yeah, hard backlash.
Corvus definitely twitches. at the thought of.
And I
that.
know you said no leashes, but this won't be a leash. This won't be if you're under my control. This won't be. If we part ways, I just need to know that you won't tell anybody of what's happening.
That's fine.
Hmm.
I agree to any geese.
We will come to that if need be, but I hope what I've seen from you, you are good people, even if a bit rash sometimes. And I think you will make the right choice. Telday,
Sir.
under Directive 5, you are not to speak of this to anybody outside of this group. Do you understand?
Affirmative.
Right. The end is coming. I do not mean of this kingdom, not even the people on this continent. I mean of everything, of all life on this world. That's it right there. Coming for us.
Yeah.
So,
shit, if only
nowadays,
I'd known that.
stomach.
Son of a bitch, we're a backdoor pilot to Fallout.
And I am trying to stop it. All of the actions you have taken have been towards that, the first steps of which... Do any of you know of a being known as Hea?
She's the one that the
Get it.
she frowns. She's the goddess of monsters that they were burning Tarnstead for.
Yes, that's her.
Oh, gee. Didn't
Hmm.
you fight one that had that mo-
Corvus is cutting out again for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you have to
it's-
speak
It's
extended
when you say more
sentences.
than hello, it's like not single word, but it's like it cuts it slowly.
Yeah.
He's saying to Archie she fought one with that moniker. Is that correct?
No.
No, we have not. We have not fought anyone with that moniker. We know that Heason is
Heason,
the name
yeah.
of the name of the Goliath Jarl of Jarls. Which I go the Jarl of Jarls Heason.
It's Scrim
Right?
Hayerson.
Scrim Heason, yeah. Nasty business.
Scrim,
What about her? Is she doing something?
we are doing something. I am working to release her.
Cass's eyebrow goes
I-
up.
So
This is the point where you tell us why.
Because once upon a time, she cared deeply about the mortal races, far more than any of the gods that imprisoned her did. And I believe that she will again. And frankly, it is the gods that are bringing the end. And she is perhaps one of the few that can stand up to them.
Cass is going to interject. Okay. Why are the gods bringing the end?
Because if they don't, then they end.
Who?
The gods.
Oh, they end.
the gods end.
Why would they
Oh.
end?
Something they call the dreamer. A being above them, waking up, being drawn to them. Being drawn to this world. It has happened time and time again. You are not the first world. There have been many before you that they have destroyed and wiped and ended all life on just to preserve themselves.
Now, and I'm assuming that means all the gods are going to be against her. Does that include your? Don't it would be your master? Eris?
He shakes his head slowly. Miris knows what I'm doing, and him, and they...
Sent you to it, didn't he?
He did. There was... This continent you're on now, it... You know of the other continents, how they tend to be monotheistic, worshipping one god alone?
Mm-hmm.
Guilty.
In the previous world,
Sure.
that was the case with this one as well. It belonged to one called Ladasil. goddess of hope, goddess of salvation. She stood against the other gods, tired of seeing this wipe happen again and again, and they took her down. They killed her for it.
Will they just do the same to Hea then?
Hea, once when they saw what she was becoming more powerful than them, they couldn't kill her. All they could do was imprison her. She was too strong. Hea was not born from the same stuff as the rest of them. Hea was born from the gods, Mairi and Hevos. She is their daughter, and she is something new to them. And
as a mental aside, when Raziel is talking about the dreamer and the other things, does Corvus have any hairs on the back of his neck stand up?
I'm afraid you ain't getting any hints that easy, my friend.
All right.
But
Fair
yes, Miris, Imor, Ilan, they stand with us.
But they killed Lalasil, right?
They thought it was the right thing to do at the time. Ilan stood aside, although his desperation in those last moments, I wish to never see something like that again. But their understanding of what's
Sorry,
happened
I had to
since.
watch that.
You have to understand that every time this wipe has happened, it has happened after the same amount of time because they have felt the encroach of this being. But after Lalasil died, thousands of years went further by before they felt this. As if her death weakened the link.
That's kind of sad.
It is sad. It's very
We
sad.
We lost hope, but we get to go longer. That's sad.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what that has to do with any of us. I mean, we're not really gonna be able to. I mean, if Alder was here, he'd punch a god.
I'm sure Iden has his hands full right now. But as to what this means to you, the things I've been having you doing, they have been helping to free Hea. There are keys of sort, although not of a physical sense, of a prophecies that need to be fulfilled, actions that need to be done, people just arriving at times and places. Metaphysical keys.
Was that augury one of them? The thing you got me to give to the guy with the tentacle face?
Not as such, but it has been letting us track the passage of time for the other keys themselves.
Hmm.
What does this have to do with Noran?
What makes you ask about Noran?
Oh, Corvus doesn't know anything about
Yeah,
that.
you don't know
Never
anything
mind.
about that.
Never
The only
mind.
Taldir was the one that knew about that. I don't know who else knows. Yeah.
Record wipe.
Does this all have to do with the dreams I was having?
Dreams?
Well,
Eric's been having nightmares.
well, they stopped, but
What
I was
nightmares?
watching. I was floating over this planet, and I was watching the stars all go out, one after another.
Raziel looks deeply troubled when you say that. You shouldn't be. How?
I think there may have been another that was seeing them.
Another? Who?
The priestess of Morgani at Dolphwood.
Morgani was always the early warning.
She disappeared before we left Dolphwood, and nobody's been able to find her.
Morgani was always the early warning. She seemed to sense the oncoming before the other gods, but it should not be affecting you or her followers.
The dreams.
I mean, we'd be lying if we said it's the weirdest thing we've heard today.
The dreams seem to be stopped by my great grandmother.
There's a lot of bad, weird things going on. And Gifton's gonna reach into her pocket and pull out a piece of iron and then toss it down.
Yes. About that.
Not okay.
No, you are fine, Gifton. You are a beautiful thing that is happening.
Gifton does not look like she's convinced.
The Fey Wilds and the Fey themselves, they are the remnants of what Lalasil once held. When she died, her heaven fell. Fell to earth, fell to physicality. And it became warped and corrupted. Some of the angels think because of how desperately Ilan tried to grasp onto it, that his touch of nature warped it. But the Fey lords and ladies, they were once angels.
What did Marcus say?
Lanasil's angels?
Lalasil's angels, yes, the Lalin.
Gifton's gonna shoot a look at him when he says that.
I was hoping you remembered something from then. I just see this spark in you, and it reminds me so much. I never expected to get emotionally invested in these
Never
endeavors.
be cruel.
Never be cowardly.
Be cowardly. Never give up. Never give in.
Hope.
Laugh hard. Run fast. Be kind.
He holds his hands up, and you can see a clearly pained look on his face.
Who I am is where I stand, and where I stand is where I fall. These are her words, not mine. She asked me to go out of the Fae. She asked me to carry them and to be seen and to be heard and to stop.
Titania.
Yeah. She was in Southwest Time.
When I knew her, she was called Taniel, and I loved her dearly.
She reached me in Tarnstead when the fire started.
I don't even know how she is doing this or why she is doing this, because she should not be able to exist after what was done to her. Clearly you are carrying some spark of something great and divine in you, Gifton. When I look at you, I see something oh so familiar, and I am hoping that you can help what the Fae are.
There is a war coming.
Yes, there are. Gifton, distant Gifton.
Oh, sorry. I turned away slightly. Yes, distant.
Gifton climbed into his vest.
Sure. No, there is a war coming, Raziel.
There are many
And
wars.
She means to stop it. A war on the Fae.
I hate it whenever I have a plan's in motion than my own.
I think she remembers. So don't give up hope, okay?
You see him clench his eyes shut. And for, well, frankly, the first time since you've seen him, there looks to be a genuine struggle to control his emotion on his face. Right. Yes.
Cass is going to stop and just listen to all this and just look at him and go, I have a question for you then.
Please ask.
I'm going to preface this by saying our first encounter did not go well because I had a second voice in my head. You asked me to trust you, I'm asking you to trust me on this. But there is one single name I want to ask you. Michael.
The one in your blade.
Who are they?
They were one of Olan's archangels. They discovered me years ago. And I tried to bargain with them. I tried to plead with them to see reason, but they saw it as their ticket back into heaven. She... Oh, it was Puriel all over again. I couldn't kill an archangel. I couldn't bring that kind of attention. The energy they release when they die. There was no way I was going to be able to hide from that, so I took her and I broke her. Imprisoned her within her own blade, made her forget. And it is not the worst deed I have done.
So one of them. Are there more like her?
Hmm? No, one of the worst things I've ever done. Not
No,
that I've done that.
More blades. More
No.
angels trapped in blades.
I didn't hear
Or
Marcus.
archers, or
I don't know what you heard, Marcus, but it's nothing to do with that.
Can the Blade's memories be restored? At least give them that.
That's what the stone circle is for.
So we can help Michael?
I would be lying if I said that was my primary intent, but yes, it will help Michael.
Why are you risking telling us all of this? And as far as I could tell, everything that you've been doing, you've had a handle of where you want people to be and what they know. Why are you...
So many reasons. Because ever since you all arrived at my doorstep, so many pieces that I needed just seeming to fall into my lap, everything has started going out of control. And I can't keep doing this alone. Not after...
Isn't anybody? Maris only sent you?
Just me.
Oh, Raz.
I bet anything else would make them more suspicious. Sorry, probably enough that those archangels are
It's
gone.
gotta be so lonely.
It's my duty.
Help however I can help. Whatever you need. To the end. I'd salute you with a blade, but they kind of took mine at the door.
Sorry about that. Even I can't override that ruling. But here, I am working to release her, and he looks at you, Cass, and then glances at you, Gifton, and I need help doing it still. She created Scrim. She created Hayerson. It's in the name, of course. It was not my coaching that she did that. I have tried to teach her to be subtle, to be tempered, and she is most of the time, but she saw an opportunity when he made it down to her door, and she took it, and if it's any consolation, she regrets the dog she has unleashed.
She was desperate.
She is desperate.
Thrashing at the cage.
She has been down there for so long. She was but a child.
Gifton looks like she looks really sad when he said that at that.
She was betrayed by her parents and her family and locked away for reasons she didn't even understand.
Oh, how do we get her out then? What do we do?
I have spent most of my life unlocking these keys, and there are but 2 left. One for a daughter to carry her mother into the stone circle and heal her. And he actually looks at you, Cass, when he says that.
Okay.
Do you know why you have so much lightning within you?
I'm an angry, angry centaur who happens to have a very bad penchant for dragging my feet across the carpet.
Or some sort
And
of
she
bloodline
smiles with this
electrical.
weird, wily, weird grin, like, I have no clue, but I'm coming up with something randomly.
For a short time, Michael took a host.
Oh.
Your mother.
Cass is just like, what?
And born of that union, a Nephilim.
Wait, what?
That means you're part angel, Cass.
I know that word, but that. How?
Oh my god, are you gonna get fairy wings like Carrick?
A flying centaur?
Pegator? What?
I highly doubt she'll develop wings, but
Archie just gonna like, it's like those are dragon wings, not fairy wings.
the touch is clearly there. And these prophecies are fake, but your mother, you can carry her in your hands into the circle, and you can restore her memories. You can heal her.
But then if Michael
Your
was my
mother's a
mother,
sword.
my
That's
mother's
just weird on
serendipity
so many
steel
counts.
shod, and she was a host to an. How long have you had Michael in the sword? Because
About 2 years after you were born.
was Cass's brain is. You can almost see the smoke coming out of your ears.
Your mother was aware she made a bargain with something
Okay.
to help secure
So
power.
Then why was my mother so pushy for me to join the company?
She didn't want to see you out of her sight. She wanted you to
Right.
follow in her footsteps and be glorious as she knew you could be.
Cass is thumping down.
What's the other key?
It is you. Hey. The keys were crafted from fragments of Lala's seal. And it was the only thing that could hold a god. And, well, her essence informed what the requirements were. And one of the ones I thought I would never be able to break was the presence and essence of a Lalin. You, my little cherub, might just be what I need.
Oh, yeah, cherub.
Okay, so I gotta go somewhere?
Somewhere dark. You have to go back to Tarnstead.
Gifton looks a little pale.
I think
Bubbles?
we're headed there
I
at
think-
some point anyways.
Yeah.
The holes. And that's where we're going to end the session as we have run over.
No!
Don't let your dad know about this.
Sorry, Toby.
Hey Sam, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
I fucking called it with Tarnstead.
Mm-hmm. All right, I have to start driving, so
Yeah.
I love you all very much,
Bye-bye.
and I'll be back.
All right. Thank you for playing, everybody.